Hello everyone, I am Tacet, and today we are going to be doing the last little bit of our treasure gnome grinding for the week. So far we've gotten a lot of treasure gnomes, though unfortunately we have yielded 0 vault keys. So hopefully by the end of this stream we will be getting at least 1 vault key, if not multiple. We will be mainly in PvP for the most majority of the time, so we will be getting a slightly slower rate of treasure gnomes, but in doing so we'll be getting plenty of other resources like gold and such. But yeah, this would be our first gnome event ever if we actually leave it without any vault keys. So the plan for today is we'll give out a redeem code pretty much every vault key we get, so hopefully we'll get them, and we'll hand out a few. Of course there's a max of 2, but still, however many we get up to 2, we will hand out a redeem code each time. And we'll hand out a minimum of 1, even if we do get 0. But hopefully we will not get 0. That will be really disappointing if that does happen. I might have to grind it out tomorrow. Normally I don't bother treasure gnome grinding on Sundays, but yeah, if we get absolutely none, I might need to. Okay, we don't have any alignment or anything here. We might as well just go right into that. Also, if you guys want me to mess with any teams, need help building anything, have any questions or anything of the such, feel free to ask them all, and we'll go and make sure to answer them. We'll be around for the next few hours or so. I'll move that over. Double check the rest of the board. Doesn't look like much. Take the brown and furnace. Go from there. Mercy I don't even need. Also, congrats, Bunny Killer, on getting a Grim, your first mythic. Very nice. Not too bad of a first mythic as well. You can go show a couple Grim teams if you need anything. Generally, you would use it with basically anything with a Euro Fire Mantle fully traded if you have that. Infernus would be good too, but obviously you don't have Infernus if it's your first mythic. So Euro would be your next best bet as a replacement for that. And then you basically just burn the entire enemy team into a infinite purple loop. Hello, Ravage Gaming. Also, I didn't say hello to anyone yet. Hello, Danny. Hello, Churros. Hello, Bunny Killer. Hello, Watcher. Hello, hello, Churros. Hello, JCG. And hello, Marcos. And hello, everyone else. Also, we got a gnome already. But yeah, our gnome rates have been really good the past 2 days. Well, today and yesterday. The only thing that hasn't been good is our actual drops from them. But as far as finding them, we've been doing that very well. Way above average compared to what we have been in the past. We'll go get this onto the blues. It doesn't really matter for finding a bunch of them if we're not getting anything good off them, though. Our biggest drop so far, I believe, was 1 event key and just 5 gems a couple times. Okay, he's gonna get skull there. Oh, he didn't even go for it. Amazing. Okay, well, that's useful for us. We'll go and kill that out then, so we don't have to worry about his drain. All that and no extra turn off these skulls? Doesn't look like it. Nope. Unless I accidentally had alignment and then I got rid of it. You know what? Let's actually go and move this because I want to get a skull. So we could go do that. And now we can just go and furnace it and that's match. Especially with the magic buff. I don't even think it needed the magic buff there to still kill it. Come on, vault key. Wouldn't that be funny if we get a vault key already? Come on. Ah, oh, okay, that's a little bit better. At least it's not 2,500 gold. We got 6,000 gold off of that. That's that really weird number. I feel like I never get 6,000 gold drop from it. It's always like the 2,500, the 400,000, or like the 10,000. We did get a 20,000 yesterday, though, during one of the PvP battles. Yeah, 6,000 just seems like the least common one out of all of them. I think I've gotten more 50,000 drops than I've gotten 6,000 drops. It's really odd. Anyways, we don't have any lines, so we'll just go and get that down. I was like, hello, William! And hello, Brian. Let's see. You've had 7 this event? Oh, wow. That's more than we even have right now. I haven't been grinding it down too much, though. And off stream, I only did it for about an hour or so. Trying to grind a couple of them. And no, obviously, we did not get one when I did that. Let's see. We'll go and get the Infernus then. Happy Saturday, Max! Also, hello, Carlina and Mashi. Let's see. Who's not that good? The Voice of Orpheus or the Grim? Voice of Orpheus, yes, he's not that good. But Grim's not too bad. It's very situational, the teams you use it on. But it's still one of the best attack reducers in the game. Makes for some decent dragon synergy. And really good with anything that does burn. Are you looking for a team with Voice of Orpheus effectively? Oh, there's currently no effective team for Voice of Orpheus. They really need to give the troop a buff. It's extremely underwhelming. When it first came out, I thought its ability would do something different than what it does. I assumed it would boost ratio off its own mana and a few other aspects. There's two things that makes Voice of Orpheus basically useless. It does not boost ratio off of the 5 mana it gives to all your allies. So it calculates the damage before it gives you basically 15 additional mana for 15 additional damage. So it gives you 0 additional damage essentially, because it calculates the damage and then does the 5 mana gain to all your allies. So that kind of defeats the purpose of giving 5 mana to all your allies. And on top of that, it also doesn't calculate its own mana into the mix of its boost ratio. And for those two reasons, it is near useless to use, because all it really is a cleanse that barely does any damage. And at that point, you'd be better off just using Mercy, Divine Ishpala, or just about anything in the entire game with cleanse other than it. But yeah, I wouldn't really bother, to be honest, with Voice of Orpheus. Even fully traded, it's barely viable. And non-fully traded, it's near useless. Yeah, I would just ignore it for now. It might get a buff in the future, but in its current state, it's not really worth using. Hey, I actually got your name correct. Nice. That's rare. How many names do I actually get correct? Probably like 1 in 10 names. There's another gnome. Very nice. Let's go get an Infernus down. See what else we can get on him. Oh, did I just... Oh, okay. For a second, I thought I gave him 5 times green, which wouldn't have mattered too much. It's only KrissTigger, but still. What to move, what to move. I guess we'll just right into a bunch of yellows and such. Oh yeah, some troops are just bad. There just isn't anything to do with some of them. Or at least the teams that you can build are just so underwhelming that it's not really worth using them ever. And that would be Voice of Orpheus. Okay, we'll go and get a magic buff, please. That's not a magic buff, but we'll still go throw everything down. Take a skull, throw Infernus. Divine Ishpala if we had it, but we don't. Oh, I had a yellow there too, I guess, but oh well. Oh, he better not get that KrissTigger off. He might. He actually had the extra turn right there, but he didn't go for it. Oh no, but he still got it. He could actually win. Hold up. He could actually win. Okay, now he can't. But that went quickly. It's like he almost won, too, just instantly killing him out. And only got 100 souls off the gnome. Please, stop giving us all the useless drops. We know that there's good drops in there. It's just not giving it to us, ever. Alright, we'll go take a purple skull, I guess. Go from there. Hello, Vanguard! Welcome. But yeah, I'm really, really looking forward to next patch. Probably more so than almost any other patch in the past, because the pets look quite adorable. And while I don't agree with every single method in which they have been implemented, I do feel like overall they will be a nice feature. Well, we'll go and... we'll go move that down. Take the red. Get Infernus. But yeah, we're going to be grinding a lot when next patch comes out. I'm not sure how much of it I'll be streaming, but I'll probably be doing it for the first week, anywhere from like 8+ hours a day. Not sure how much of that will actually get streamed, but we will be grinding it like crazy initially. I want to try getting every single pet within 1 week if we can, which is why we're grinding it so hard. There's 36 of them that are initially going to be added, which means I would have to, on average, do... assuming every single pet thing only gives you one thing, and assuming duplicates, let's see, that would take around 60 to 80 hours is about how long it would take. So yeah, if we average 8 hours a day, or 9-ish, that would be about enough, approximately. It depends how many duplicates we get, which we'll probably have in a lot. Which doesn't really matter, because if we do get duplicates, we can ascend. But ideally, we'll keep getting different ones initially, so that we could actually get one of each. I believe the first one that you get of each is actually really effective, too. Because how it looked on the thing, it looks like if you just get any of them, it's a 2x bonus, like for those extra stat things. And then as you get it upgraded, it moves to a 3x, which means it already starts with a pretty good bulk of its value, just the second you get it. Not to mention, the second you get any pet, you can start wearing it. It doesn't need to be any ascension, and it doesn't visually get improved as you get it higher at all. So as soon as you get a single pet, you can automatically put it on your shoulder thing and all that. 3.4 is most likely dropping sometime next week from Monday to Wednesday. We don't currently have confirmation on this because I don't believe it's been confirmed on mobile yet. But assuming it does within the next few days, yeah, they're probably releasing it anywhere from Monday to Wednesday next week. No official date, but that is likely around the time when they're doing it. And when I say Monday, I mean like Monday night, or at least Monday night for most people. It'd be Tuesday for them, but it'd be Monday night for pretty much everyone else who isn't in Australia or really Eastern in the hemisphere. But we'll go take a... did we mercy that? Yeah, it's extra turn, might as well. Get a divine in there. Didn't really need all that yellow. Yellow overkill, just a little bit. And we'll go from there. Guys, gotta get Corvash down. Oh yeah, but I'll have plenty of time to grind. Yeah. Pretty much gonna dedicate a whole week to it. Or at least that's probably gonna be the plan. Depends what else comes up, but I don't believe I'm doing much else. Other than maybe trying to get my ID again. But other than that, not really anything big happening next week. As far as my schedule is concerned. Let's see. You still do not have Dragon Soul, wants a PvP, but also every team has this troop. There's currently not a really hard counter to Dragon Soul specifically. Your best bet for that would be to use Dragonian Monk or Cockatrice, or both of them together as well. The Cockatrice will give you the Entangle, but mainly the mana drain that you need to deny him. And the reason for the Dragonian Monk is a good majority of dragons and dragon teams run with high target single damage or full AoE. High target skull damage, I should say, and AoE. So if you have Barrier, you can protect against most things that a dragon team can do. And you can also perpetually keep protecting yourself against all of Dragon Soul's damage. Except on first troop, because it'll explode, take a skull, and then hit it. But on everything other than your first troop. So if you do something like a second slot Dragonian Monk, it'd be very effective against a Dragon Soul, if you've been finding him to be an issue. And if you don't have Dragonian Monk yet, but you should, it's only an ultra rare. But if you happen to not have it, you can go the Dwarven Gate route. Dwarven Gate's a common, so even easier to obtain. We don't have a line, do we? Oh, yes, we do. We have it on that one green right there. We have like 3 greens on the board, yet it aligns when we have 10 reds that don't align. Interesting. We'll go take that down. Take the other one over. We got rid of his barriers. That's nice. Now we just need to apply the damage to him. We'll go grab that. Hit him down. I should say we moved most of them. He still had the one on, what's her name? Mercy. So we don't have the green here. We don't have our Mercy here. I might still throw Mercy just to kind of get it. Because it gives us follow-up next turn, I believe, on something. So we'll go and do that. Oh, wait. Oops. That's not what I meant to do, though. Luckily, that actually worked out quite nicely. So that is exactly what I meant to do. No, not at all. But, yeah, we don't have any line there. Or at least none that I see at the moment that's worth going for. Go move that over. Now we do. We'll go take the blue. We don't actually need the mana, but I was hoping for a HP buff. Take the skull. You were supposed to stay dead. No. Oh well, we'll go and I guess throw Infernus at it, get ourselves alignment, and go from there. No, we don't have it. Yes, we do. I should just like wait 10 seconds every single time, because I always find it right when I say I can't see one. Every single time. So we'll go throw that down, and that is match. Nope, it didn't get hit by a skull, never mind. Oh, look at that! 3 skulls in a row, it's trying to get its revenge. And down it goes. See you later, Vangor. Have a good day. What troops that are trash right now will be good, better with Doom Skulls? Basically, everything that destroys 1 row is going to be particularly good next patch. Well, not like over-the-top good, but better than they currently are. Destroy a row. So, basically, every troop here will be quite a bit better next patch. And Willow's actually one of them. Willow's already pretty decent to begin with. Actually, out of everything that destroys a row, yeah, I think he's the strongest at the moment. But things like Rock Spirit, which tends to be more early game, Blind Prince, more early game, and stuff like that. Herald of Chaos, again, more early game. These kind of troops are going to be pretty decent to be throwing away, or throwing into teams, because they get a lot of better value out of Doom Skulls, since they can just destroy a Doom Skull at any location while still getting decent board control. They're actually going to have a really, really weird board control with Doom Skulls. It's pretty much going to be exactly like how a Deep Stone is. It's a weapon that basically no one owns, but it basically does a explosion in a single spot and then destroys a row. That's essentially what these guys are going to be when they do a Doom Skull. And it's going to be a little bit weird how to function with them with Doom Skulls on the board, but they will be better than they currently are. But other than that, that's pretty much it. Other than maybe some of the exploders that don't really get used much because they have better replacements. But yeah, there is not a great deal of things that aren't already good that are going to become better from Doom Skulls. It's mainly just the stuff that's already good is going to become even better. But most of the stuff that's already not that good will still remain not that good, even if they do have benefits that do work well with this. What else will also be pretty good is everything that has a single explode. One particular one that's going to be way over the top probably next patch is going to be Goblin Rocket. Because not only do you accumulate all the mana from his one explosion, if you get a Doom Skull, you get all the mana from that. And if you have multiple Doom Skulls on the board, you could possibly trigger like Gorgolfa off of just one single Goblin Rocket, which would be pretty funny to see. But Goblin Rockets will probably get a rebalance soon. We'll see. He might lose his Fire Link. I hope he doesn't, because that's actually a really crucial part of what makes him viable at the moment. Because the same thing happened to Boar Rider when he got the 11 mana cost. Not the mana link removal, but it's 11 mana cost with some board control. But it doesn't work as well because it's remove instead of destroy, and it doesn't have a link, whereas Goblin Rocket does. But also keep in mind, if you remove a Doom Skull, it does not explode it. Similar to how you remove a skull, it doesn't do damage. You have to specifically destroy it or explode it, or manually take it. But yeah. This guy's going to be insane with Doom Skulls. Even if you're just using like one of the common or rares or ultra rares or something that creates Doom Skulls, this thing will still synergize with it. And will probably make for some really interesting teams. But yeah, Goblin Rocket's going to be a real big MVP of next patch most likely. We'll have to see exactly what we'll use with him. Speaking about that, I'm going to go use a team with him. Let's see. Let's go, I guess, 4-time Queen Titania. Why not? Let's go get rid of that. Give yourself a Goblin Rocket. And go with them. But yeah, Goblin Rocket is, I don't know why he's always been just like so over the top as far as whenever they make him. Oh, oops, I'm using the wrong banner. What do I need? Yeah, ever since the day he's been out, he's been among one of the better troops in the game. What do I even need here as far as banner? I guess double brown, since at this point we have double red off of just having troops. Good morning, Ray. Is there a decent full beast team, non-mythic, with the new Willow? No, because I believe you need Queen Aurora to put it together. A all-beast team at the moment. I guess the non-beast version would be what? Let's see. I can't use Wolf Garrick. I can't use the other one. I don't know what first slot would be on that team. It would be something along the lines of something, Cabarrus, Forest Guardian, and Willow. I don't know what you would use for first slot. I guess you could throw a Fenrir there and just have him buff himself up immediately and go from there. So I guess you could do something along the lines of that. 4 times Beast has never been anything too over the top. It's not like 4 times Divines at all, unfortunately. Nowhere's near. Beasts were never really that good when, what's his name? When Forest Guardian came into the game, that definitely helped them some. But they're still not anything too over the top. They're pretty underwhelming overall as far as what the Beast statue do. Very few Beasts are even good to begin with. Actually, out of Beast, Willow's probably one of the better damages that are even under it as far as consistent damage. And that's not even anything too over the top either. Oops, I almost just threw that when there wasn't enough on the board. I guess we'll just go randomly throw that on the board. Move that down, move that up. Get a moneylender. That down, dead. Okay, maybe not yet. We'll go for that. Throw that in it. Move that down. And down it goes. Yeah, Goblin Rocket is pretty nice. Great board control, great damage, and just great overall. Fun little troop to mess around with. Oh, that's pretty much exactly what I just said, except he's using Giant Spider instead of Fenrir, and he's using completely different order than what I said. But yeah, there you go. There's the team I just mentioned. That's funny. I wouldn't really use it in that order, though. I would put Cabarrus in first slot sooner than I would do that. But then again, I guess when you're using a giant spider version, that's fine. But if you're using the Fenrir version, you would change it up some. This seems weird using Willow in first slot. But yeah, there you go. That didn't take long. Direwolf? I wouldn't normally use Direwolf in a Forest Guardian team. It doesn't gain that much benefit from gaining half mana. And most of a Forest Guardian team uses green. And since it only uses green, you basically have to put it in first slot. And it's just going to be a gigantic mana conflict. Even his team is a little bit... Well, I guess if you use Fenrir, it would still be the same thing. But still, you should try not blocking your Forest Guardian at least. Because that's what's going to be generating your green. So if you're going to use 3 greens on your team, you at least need to make sure you don't block your mana generator. And in the case of this team, as well as a Direwolf first slot, both of them would block your mana generator. Which you want to try to never do, regardless of what your team is. Oh, we'll go grab that. Get a Moneylender in there. Take the green. Please don't miss. Good, got it. Moneylender did come out this patch, right? I'll need to go double check that when I go do the video. Pretty sure he did. He's probably one of the best things that actually came in this patch. Let's see. If I'm not mistaken, best things that came in this patch. Yagwe. Divine Ishbala by a mile and a half. Moneylender. Trying to think, what good mythic even came in this version? To my understanding, I believe there were 0 good mythics this version. None of them really stand out off the top of my head. Trying to like think of one. I'll go backtrack it later when I go and actually do the video thing. But yeah, I can't think of a single one. Most of them were really underwhelming this time around. A lot of the mythics lately has actually been pretty underwhelming. I guess they're just kind of afraid to add like another Infernus or something that's similarly as good. Or that high tier. Hello, Adam, welcome. Okay, we'll go and I guess we'll just throw a rocket down. Just all the way in the corner. And now we can just clean up with a Queen Titania. If we could actually get her mana, that'd be great. Overkill the mana. And dead. And if it wasn't, we still had the entire loop to keep looping with. And yeah, I guess we'll keep with this. I actually like using Goblin Rocket. I normally don't use it because it's a little bit towards the slower side. But if you ever wanted to increase your win rate in any game mode, just put a Goblin Rocket in it. That's about the easiest thing you could do. It's really cheap. Only needs its first trait to function, which makes it even cheaper. And it's just insanely good. So he's going to Mercy here, which is probably just going to be beneficial to us. It should be a complete miss. And thank you. A 5 versus 4 battle once again. I will go and grab her. Oh, I thought we had a Goblin Rocket. Never mind. Well, doesn't matter. We can just go for that. Get a Goblin Rocket down, throw a Moneylender, go from there. So we'll get that there. Keep as many reds on the board as possible, so we'll completely hit an area that has none. Throw a Queen T down. Get Moneylender again. Throw it down again. Probably should have got rid of Goblin Rocket there, but oh well. Let's go to this. Get it back up again. Throw it down again. And dead. Here, have a skull. I'm not even going to bother Goblin Rocketing. Let's do it that way. And down it goes. And we get a map out of it too. So where are all the gnomes? We only found 2 so far. You should be finding one about every 5 minutes. So then again, we're not an explorer right now, so I guess the rate is quite a bit slower when you're in PvP. So I guess that's understandable. Only an explorer would you really be able to get that rate of 1 every 5 minutes. I think in PvP it's more like 1 every 10 or 1 in every 15, I guess. Because the win rate is quite a bit slower. Just because PvP battles take a lot longer to win than most other game modes. Alright, we'll go get an Alchemist down. What do we even need it on? Never mind. Apparently nowheres. All this board, and the only thing I can throw it on is red, which we obviously don't want to do, given our team. So I guess we'll just move that over. See if he helps us, and yes he does. Goes throw it on purple. Get that going. Moneylender if we can. Goblin Rocket somewhere else, so we'll go grab that. Get our extra turn right there, just to clear out the board some. Oh, that worked out quite nicely. We'll go and get rid of this chunk over here. Actually, just going to double drop it. Oh, never mind. That's not mana. For whatever reason, I thought that was mana. All right, we're just going to get rid of that, then throw a Moneylender down and go from there. Because we don't have enough reds on the board at the moment. Oh, that miss. Luckily, he doesn't use anything too overpowered on reds. So that's not really going to hurt us too much. Then again, he did get everything to full mana, which isn't good. Oh, no. He might kill my Alchemist. He just killed my... Oh, no. I might have actually just lost to that. Okay, I guess I underestimated it slightly. Well then, what's the backup plan at this point? We don't even have 13 reds on the board. Yeah, about that. Okay, yeah, I think we lose. He kills us with, really? I don't think I've ever died to a Pengalong hit. He's about to kill us with Pengalong. Never mind, he's about to kill us with Dragotar Scropoke. Well then. That escalated. Let's try that again. There I'll need to go replace it back with Yalgway instead of Goblin Rocket. Goblin Rocket loops a lot more, but Yalgway gets the quicker damage plus the convert. It's a lot bigger impact, which is why I normally use it. Also, it'd make it so we cover green. Right now we're covering one less color than what we'd normally be covering. Which isn't that big a deal, but it can make a difference. Of course, the less colors you cover, the worse off you're going to be if the board isn't in your favor. Kind of like right now, when we have barely anything to choose from. Making us have to go to a color that we may not need necessarily, or just no color at all. But we'll go take that over. Get an Alchemist. Luckily, he did not really get started from that, so we'll go take blue, and should be good to go from there. Moneylender. Do we throw it? Problem is if we miss, the instant wins. Kind of like the previous battle. I'm gonna, you know, I'll go for it now. He's gonna take the red regardless, so we'll go grab that. He did not get a Scion on us, that's good. I need to go and align this, so let me go get that real quick. I need to double drop it, so we'll go grab that. Oh, whoops! I took the purple! I forgot. I don't know why I thought that would work. I took a 3-pair to get them next to each other so I could convert them with a yellow. But in doing so, I got a 3-match, which, yeah. Fail. Well, we'll go throw that in there. It's not going to matter, though. We throw the Queen Titania and dead. I still keep underestimating how much damage Queen Titania does. Like, when you have the Fairy Fire on her, she really easily does over 30 damage AoE, or 50 damage AoE. Sometimes 60, though. But yeah, easily over 50 every single time. Also, see ya, Jamie. Have a good day at work. Can you name all mythics this patch? Let's see. Undyne, useless. Voice of Orpheus, useless. Champion of Anu, very situational. Any others? I don't believe so, because it's only been about 3 months. But yeah, everything this patch so far has been pretty bad. Let me see. Let me go back to the Gems of War database. There's a whole listing of them. But yeah, there's like an archive of everything. Normally, whenever I do a best teams video, I always double check that just to double check what actually came out during the version. Because I even forget most of the time. Especially when it's pretty dead content like this patch. Well, I shouldn't say not everything. But the mythics this time were definitely pretty dead content. Let's see. At least relative to other mythics. Or even just the other troops in general. Where's the timeline? There it is. Let's see. Let's go all the way to current day. January. Where's the most recent patch? When was the most recent patch? Wasn't it mid-February? Yeah, mid-February. Voice of Orpheus was actually previous patch. Oh, wait. Version 3.30 was released. What about 3? Oh, yeah, never mind. That's the current version we're in. Okay, so mythics that came out this thing. Or actually, let's just say, yeah, the mythics that came out this patch are only 2. Champion of Anu and Undyne. Those were the only 2 mythics added this patch. Undyne is near useless in most situations. And and Champion of Anu is only used for Blue Guild War. And even in Blue Guild War, I didn't really find it to be anything too special. Yet that's like the only purpose you would ever really run it in, other than maybe like a 3x blue team for PvP. But yeah, Scorpius and Champion of Anu didn't really go over that well. The only things that do like the +1 stats to everything that were decent was the Priest class, and wasn't there another one? Or was it just Priest class? Starting to lose track of which ones have +1 to everything. But yeah, I believe it was only Priest class so far. That was a while back. But anyways, let's see. What were everything good that came out this patch? So everything since 3.3. So this started when we get a raid bosses and all that. Though none of those were really special in any way, shape, or form. Spirit Guide was useless. Silver. Oops, I'm starting to read the wrong things every single time. Let's see. Spirit Mare, Stone Shaker, no. Hinzla wasn't bad, but it's not used in any meta team. Skyrimer was fun, but it wasn't really that viable. None of the bounty hunter troops were decent other than Parrot when it was glitched. Freya wasn't anything. Iron Bark and Owl Rider were both pretty useless. The Widow Queen is situational, though I don't think it's really used in anything too over the top these days. Wall of Bones is nice to see more of those kind of troops, but it's not really that decent. Oh! That's the other thing. Pharaoh Hound and Clockwork Sphinx both actually came pretty much back-to-back. But, yeah, both of those were pretty good additions this patch. But, wait, did the Kingdom not come out? Let's see. Treasure Gnomes Troop, wait. Oh, interesting. I didn't even realize that. Divine Ishbala wasn't even of this patch. Oh, wow. Barely anything came in this version. I could pretty much just skip the video. No, just kidding. We'll probably just do a general best teams video or something. Because, yeah, there's only 2 good troops that came in this patch. Because Divine Ishbala came in like 1-2 weeks right before. No, literally 3 days before the patch. So, technically, it didn't come in this version. It came in the previous version. Though, I believe I didn't include it in the previous version. But yeah, Divine Ishbala and Moneylender both came out the same day prior to 3.3. But I don't believe I did it in the 3.25 video. So I guess technically we could still do it. Same as almost the entirety of Shentang. Even though I did do a couple of them, I believe, with like Yagway and stuff. But yeah, we'll definitely go and mess with that again. Because it came so close to the version. But yeah, as far as things that actually came out this version, only 2 of them are good. And they both came out like 2 weeks ago. Pharaoh Hound and Clockwork Sphinx. Those are the only 2 that really came out that were even remotely usable. Which is kind of funny that one of the Bounty Hunter troops is one of those 2 troops. But it is the case, for the first time pretty much ever, that a Bounty Hunter troop is not 100% useless. Anyways, what am I looking for? I'm looking for a team that can kill this. I guess we'll just go with 4 times Divine. Anything with enough cleanse to get rid of all that. You just crafted a Dawnbringer. Nice. What can you do with it? You can use it in pretty much any team you ever want with mana generation. Particularly Gorgolfa Lead. Works out really nice because it boost ratios off of every yellow you have on the team. So you can easily go a team like Gorgolfa, a yellow mana generator / damage source, Dawnbringer, and then one other utility troop either for damage or just for mana generation in last slot as a backline tank. And yeah, you'd be good to go from there. As far as what you use really depends on what you have. But Gorgolfa and the Dawnbringer is definitely quite potent. So if you do have that combination, that's pretty much all you need. The other 2 troops basically are based on whatever you have available to use. Is she in the drop pool? Who? Divine Ishbala? Yes, she's in the drop pool. It's completely random if you do or do not get her, but she's indeed in the drop pool right now. She was released like a month and a half ago or so, so she should definitely be around. Let me see, when was she added? She should definitely be in the drop pool unless they somehow forgot to add her. But yeah, she was added on the 18th of February. So, wow, she's actually pretty recent, despite how potent she is in the meta right now. Only like 2 months ago, yet she's used in a lot of teams. Don't want to say every team, but basically any team that's even bothering to run 2 or more Divines will be running her. Unless it's some kind of weird Mercy team. But, yeah, she should definitely be in the drop table right now. That's over 2 months ago. Normally, it takes them about a month or so before they add something to the drop table. At absolute most, sometimes it's like 3 weeks or so. I mean, not 3 weeks. I mean, 6 weeks or so. Maybe even 8 weeks, but it's been even over 8 weeks, so it should definitely be in the drop table at this point. Also, you might have just won off that Dawnbringer. Oh, by the way, if you need a Dawnbringer team, that's one of the most annoying teams in the entire game right now. What he's using right now. It's not as good for invading, just because it's a bit slow. But, it's still ridiculously annoying. It will still win. It's just a little bit towards the slower side to use invade-wise than invade-wise than defend. It's a lot better on defend, basically. And it's not that it's even like better, it's just the fact that it's a little bit towards the slower side compared to other options. Okay, all I need is 1 more damage. And as long as we get that down, we win. And that's match. We throw that down and he dies to it. If he... Oh, no! Okay, good. He didn't win there. He almost just came back from that. And all we have to do now is just hit him with a bunch of skulls. We do not have alignment. What do I do here? He's going to double the green. That should miss. So I think all I do is just take some reds and then throw Infernus down. Because I don't have Divine Ishbala alignment. So it's not going to be enough to win off of. Unless I'm missing it somewhere, but it doesn't look like we have it. I don't even have it for Cascade, and I don't want to give him double skull or else he wins. Should be bad, so we'll go through that, and down he goes. Hello, Sean. Welcome. You just got 100 souls from the gnome. I know, we got it too. It's really annoying when it does that. 100 souls and 2 minor trait stones, or it just feels so bad when you end up getting them from him. But as I mentioned, we will have hopefully 2 redeem codes today. We'll give out a redeem code every vault key we find. Unfortunately, we found 0 vault keys. Well, I'll still be giving out at least 1 code even if we do find 0. But yeah, hopefully we find at least 1. And for every one we find up to 2, we will give out a code. What do we need? I guess we'll go Mercy this. Get the, what do I even need to convert here? I guess we'll do it on the brown. Get a gigantic burst mana there. See if we have Divine Spala to go anywhere. Probably not really. We'll go, I guess, just get that going. Get over mana going. Take a skull. Double check the rest of the stuff. What else do we need to move around? I guess we just go into that, into Infernus, and we'll be good to go. Hopefully that kills that first slot, and it does. Perfect. Now our skulls do full damage, so we could actually throw Divine Spala for damage if we want. But I don't think we need to. Where's every move that's good? I guess we'll just take a purple, why not? Divine Spala does not have anything other than like a yellow take, so we might as well just manually take that. He's actually going to get a summon. Or not a summon, he's going to... I keep forgetting. Why? Why did I have him like that? He's the only troop that has a multi-summon that does not have a 100% chance to do that multi-summon. The highest rarity and hardest to obtain of all of them is the only one that doesn't have it. And he already got buffed once as well, and he's still useless. Well, we'll go and throw Infernus down. And get that as well. Yeah, he's the second most expensive troop in the game, yet still one of the most useless. The only thing, and the only reason most people even have him is because there's an achievement on every platform except mobile where you actually have to craft them for an achievement. If I'm not mistaken, it's actually the most unobtained achievement in the entire game, just because of 2 reasons. 1, he's ridiculously expensive, and 2 is he's 100% useless. So anyone who would ever craft him are doing it for 2 reasons: completionist purpose or for this achievement. But if I'm not mistaken, if we go under, where to go? View, achievement gallery. Yes, it is the most unobtained achievement by a pretty large margin, 0.4% at least on PC. I don't know what the rate would be on mobile, I mean on console, but it is pretty much 4 times rarer than the second rarest achievement in the game, which is, I still find this baffling as well. I'm really surprised that this one's actually the second most unobtained one too. I always thought this was a lot higher until this achievement came out, and then I kind of realized how low that actually is. But complete all guild tasks in a single week. I assumed a lot more guilds were reaching this, but apparently only about 1% of every guild in the game is doing it. And by 1%, I mean, of course, not everyone who got this achievement is necessarily in a guild that is doing this, because of course all you have to do is be in a guild once that does that. They could be in a smaller guild that isn't doing that anymore. But yeah, it's only about 1% to 1.5% of guilds end up getting every task done in a given week. I always thought that was a lot higher. I guess I've been in late game too long. Because that's just naturally been something that most late game guilds have been doing for ages now. But I guess overall in the whole scheme of the entire game, not that many people actually end up getting it, which I found really surprising. But yeah, those are 2 most unobtained ones. Yeah, that we do in like 1 hour on Monday. That is how quickly we get that achievement done. Doesn't take that time long at all. It's only 0.1% on Xbox 4. Oh wow, it's even lower. What is the one for wait, Eric, what is the one for complete all guild tasks in a given week on PS4? I'm curious. We'll go take the red down. We'll get a, do we go Divine Spala? No, we'll go and get the mana right there. So we'll get that. Didn't get, wait, was that a magic buff? No, it wasn't. It was just them gaining magic off their thing. So we'll go move that over, get a skull. Oh, oops. For whatever reason, I thought that was skull alignment. Never mind. There's one off. If it was a 4 times, it would have been. But it wasn't, so it isn't. Also, this dwarf team, even though it looks pretty underwhelming, can actually really get strong if it gets lucky enough. Because it just keeps getting Dwarven Gate spam into gigantic high forges. Depending on the team you're using, you can actually really easily lose that team. It's pretty easy to take out, but there are some teams that just can't function against it. Okay, we'll go get that down. Get our skull poke. Go from there. He's gonna get summoned soon too. I have no way of negating that since we don't have any mana drain. But we should be able to just convert Alp around next turn and then kill him out off of that. Oh, never mind. Oh, oops. That's unfortunate. Oh, someone was saying that Highforge keeps summoning Bombardiers. I haven't been using him that much other than for Brown Guild War Day, which I don't even think we even needed a summon on him for. But yeah, there's another Bombardier. We'll keep track of that the next few that he does. It could be glitched, you never know. Maybe he only summons Bombardiers now. Or however you say his name thing. But we'll go and I guess we'll get Divine down. Actually, never mind. We don't have a Divine alignment. So we'll go Infernus. And that's dead. Wow, 0.8%. $1.09 for Team Synergy on Xbox. Which one's the Team Synergy one? I don't think we have that one. Team Synergy? Team Synergy. Team Synergy. Oh, there it is. Oh, that's what it's called. I didn't realize that was what the achievement name was called. My bad. I thought it was related to building some kind of team or something. You never know. Okay, I didn't realize that was what the achievement was called. Fail. That was the exact one I asked about. But yeah, it's the guild task one. Interesting. So it's actually the highest on PC Mobile. I guess that makes sense because PC Mobile has been out the longest. So it would be a bit easier for guilds to be to the point where they would be able to accumulate that many resources. Also, I believe the amount of gameplay on PC Mobile is quite a bit higher than on console. Mainly because of mobile players, because you could just pull it out at any time and just start playing on mobile, whereas you can't do that with a console, obviously. We'll go through Infernus. And I guess we'll do down blue, go from there. They did say that they would consider eventually maybe making a companion app for the console versions. Basically, a mobile version of Gems of War that specifically is console aligned, so that you would be able to play it on it. I don't know if they're really going to go all out with that, though, because I don't know if they have a big enough console base to actually bother spending that much time doing that. And they probably don't, which is why they haven't done it yet. If they did, they'd probably already do it by now. But it has been suggested by several people in the past. Because, of course, there's no way to play the console versions on the go. I think they might not do that, because they have to make 2 separate versions. So basically, they'd have 3 mobile versions, different mobile versions of the game, which would be a little bit weird if they were to do that. Hey, there's Champion of Anu. And a weird team with Queen Jezebel, though if you're going to use it with anything, I guess Queen Jezebel isn't that bad. If I'm not mistaken, next week is actually the event week for her. Or at least the week that she's going to be really good. Hopefully you guys crafted her the other week if you didn't already obtain her by other means. But she's going to be extremely viable on the, I believe, next week. Let me double check. What's next week's event? Should be. If I remember correctly, it is, yep, Sword's Edge event. So, yeah, she's good. Not only is she going to be great in the raids, but I believe she synergizes with the new troop, too. Let's see. Well, the new troop summons her. What's the other new troop? Ultra Rare. Destroy a row. Create 6 yellow gems. Boosted by blue gems destroyed at a 2x boost ratio. That actually is not too bad. Is that the first time I bothered reading his card? That's an interesting concept. It doesn't actually do any damage. But it reminds me of a inverse deep borer. Instead of doing a column, it does a row. So basically, you'd go all the way for the top row or the bottom row, whichever one has the most blues. And let's say you end up destroying only 2 blues. That's still a 10 yellow gem spawn on a board that is slightly smaller. That is 8 gems smaller. So what is that? That's a 58, a 56 board size is what you would have, right? Yeah, 56. So you'd be doing 10 yellow onto a 56 board. That is not too bad. It could possibly be the new Deep Borer, except for yellow. Oh no, it's going to make Divine teams even worse. Luckily, it's not Divine. It's a Centaur Knight, actually, which is kind of interesting. But, yeah, Centaur Knight. It looks like a Lance Knight, except he's a horse. So he's like one of those Lancers, except he is literally the horse. That's actually an interesting design. That's pretty funny. I didn't actually even look at the card earlier. But yeah, it's a centaur that's a lancer. So instead of riding a horse with a lance, he is the horse riding the lance. Or, you know, he's a human horse centaur thing with a lance. Anyways, interesting concept. But yes, yeah, he's not going to be that bad. He even has fast trait too, meaning he's even quicker than a deep boar. He only needs 6 mana to reach full, whereas deep boar, without a mechanist, would need 9. That's the only good trait on him, though. His other traits are Armored and Centaur Shield, both of which are pretty useless. But, yeah, he might not be that bad in the new Vanguard. And also, the Rage Troop is possibly usable outside of raids. Basically, what it does is the standard deal triple damage, or, you know, 3 times to 5 times, based on Ascension. But it also has a 50% chance to summon Queen Isabel. And out of every summon in the game, that is one of the better ones. There's currently 2 things that summon pretty well, and I believe they both do it at 50% actually. Her doing Queen Isabel, and oh, I completely forget his name. Blighted Lands Epic, that does a 50% chance to summon KrissTigger, is pretty nice, because KrissTigger is the best summon in the game that currently exists, as far as things that can be summoned. Unfortunately, it's not a 100% chance. But I guess that's kind of to be expected, that you can't summon the best summon in the game at 100%. Okay, we'll go throw Infernus here. Obviously, we have a Gnome. Hopefully, that's a Vault Key. We're so dry on Vault Keys right now. Let's see. We'll go take a red. Get another red. Get Infernus in there. And get that. Infernus to the end. And there we go. Come on, Volkey. Even if we get a Volkey, it's actually going to be the first Volkey we ever get that we don't open immediately as far as from Gnomes. 5 diamonds. Not horrible, but it's not a Volkey. We might seriously go this entire event with 0, which would be quite disappointing. Oh, so that was the first troop that came out this patch, by the way. He's useless, but he is a troop that came out. Don't even know why he's using it. Don't even know what on earth his team is right now. It's a little bit of a strange team. He might just deliberately be setting as a weak team. I'm not quite sure. It's hard to tell these days if people are legitimately making PvP teams or if they're just deliberately trying to make them weak while still making it look somewhat realistic. What do we even need here? I guess we'll go and... Well, Mercy doesn't give us anything directly, plus it'll just give him a bunch of stuff, so I guess we'll go for the brown initially. So that'll give us a not Dawnbringer, a Infernus to throw down. See if we have anything else to move around. Doesn't look like it. So we'll go get that down, give us a new board. Oh, he got a magic buff, didn't he? That did a lot of damage. Yeah, it did. He does indeed have the buff. So we'll go grab that. That still doesn't give us anything. I guess we'll just take a purple into a Infernus. So we'll take a red, and that'll be that. He didn't die to burn yet, so he's actually going to survive because the other one was there in the way. And then we'll just take a skull, and then it goes. Could you imagine if they would have made Zugoff one of those achievements? The achievement of obtaining a Zugoff. That would be so ridiculously impossible. To my knowledge, it is still 0 people with a legitimate Zugoff. And no one has an illegitimate one anymore. But, yeah, he's way too expensive. I shouldn't say that, though. Actually, starting next patch is actually going to be quite a bit cheaper. Because I believe pets are going to make it quite a bit easier to get a burst of orbs. At least initially, you're going to be getting a gigantic burst of orbs. Because once you get every single pet up to, like, epic or legendary, that is going to be a lot of free orbs. Because let's just say only epic, and they can be twice as high as well. Let's say you only get each of the pets to epic. There are 36 pets and a new one being added each week. So let's just say 36. Let's be generous and go with the lowest possible amount. So 36 pets times 10. So that is, let's see, 360. We know that, but you needed that'd be 3 major orbs and 14 minor orbs, or like the smaller ones. But yes, that would be the 3 of the bigger orbs and 4 of the and 16 of the smaller. So yeah, that right there is basically one. Oh no, it isn't. Never mind. I keep forgetting a power orb is so ridiculously expensive. That's not even enough to create 1 power orb. out of getting pets half max. Never mind. Yeah, Zugaf is still ages away. Yeah, that is insane. Yep. All the conversion rates for these just seem so weird as well. Like, I don't understand why this isn't 3. I don't understand why this isn't 3. And I don't understand why this isn't 4 or 3 or anything other than 20. Because that just makes it so weird compared to the other orbs. They should have made them all the same. And then, of course, the Orb of Power takes 3 of each of those on top of all that. And, yeah, it's just... I can't even make 1 Power Orb yet. I could, technically, if I made that and then that, but that would be useless. But I can't even make 1 single Power Orb. That is, quite pitiful. And it's been out for 3 months now, the version. The previous version came out on mid-February. Oh, no, okay, so about 2.5 months then. But, yeah, 2.5 months. So that means we get 1 Power Orb approximately every 3 months. Meaning it would take us another 1.5 years before we have Zugaf. Under the current rate. Pretty much. That is why no one currently has them. Though I think the first person's getting them in a few months or so. Particularly when pets come out, because that's going to be a huge burst initially to the amount of orbs people have. They also said they're adding additional methods to get orbs in the future. I don't know if they were just referring to as pets or if just in general. But of course, the more orb methods come into the game, the easier it'll be to obtain a Zugaf. As well as how much easier the game will become in general. Because the more orbs that are within the game, that makes it a lot easier to upgrade troops. I know I've pretty much gone and done all that already, so that hasn't been as big of a part of me using them. But there's a lot of things that you can do with them to save you resources. The blue ones save you a lot of gems on needing to get extra copies of troops, since you can just simply ascend them. That is definitely the most valuable one. The seal ones can help get your guild above a certain seal threshold, while also giving you essentially gem keys if you have them fully upgraded. The green ones are near useless, but it does save you some amount of souls, which could stack up over time. And the orange one saves you from having to grind out trait stones, and you'd mainly use them on legends and mythics to save you a lot of time. You can just use a few of those and save yourself hours of trait stone farming. And that's all of them. At least currently. I don't think they're going to be adding any other ones. And of course, you can't randomly get a power orb, unfortunately. The only current way to obtain a power orb other than crafting it is by becoming first place in either raids or invasions, which only one person can claim, obviously. And, yeah, so they come into the game very slowly. Only one every 2 out of 3 weeks. Or I should say, 2 out of 3 weeks you get one person in the game ends up getting it. Okay, I think I might go back to explore for a little bit. I know we already did all of our grinding that we need to go do, but I'll go figure out what arcane traits we have the lowest, and I think we'll head to that kingdom for a little bit, because I do still want to try getting a Vault Key today, and that'll be the easiest way for us to go pull that off. So we'll go do that right after this battle. If you guys still have want me to go answer anything, mess around with anything, just let me know. Otherwise, we shall continue the hunt for the Vault Key, the one Vault Key. And then whenever we do get a Vault Key this stream, we will be giving out a redeem code for every Vault Key, up to 2, if we even get any. But it will be giving 1 regardless if we get none. And at this rate, we are getting none. We're an hour in already. I believe I'm about 6 hours total into gnome farming this week with 0 Vault Keys. We've gotten a lot of gnomes. Like, my gnome rate has been fine. It's just the Vault Key rate off the gnomes have been horrible. Also, my best drop so far has only been 1 event key. So, not even that good. Though we did get 1 event key, I believe, twice. Or 3 times. What's a good team to use for Purple Attack in Guild Wars? Purple Attack in Guild Wars depends on what you have. You can build entirely around Azura and or Herdmaster. Tends to be one of the better bets. So basically what you'd build as your team would be the following. It depends what your damage sources are. But the general premise of your team would be Herdmaster, Azura. Azura you get for free from the Merlantis Kingdom if you don't already have it. And then you put 2 damage sources in. Those 2 damage sources really depend heavily on what you actually have. But yeah, again, it just depends on what you have. I'd obviously want to try putting something like an Infernus or something on my team at this point. As far as some of the cheaper options, I guess we could go Dragon Soul into one other thing. Dragon Soul Fair Shroud actually wouldn't be too bad on this combination as well, if you happen to have that. Other than that, let's see, what's another red pearl? Oh, Queen Titania into That wouldn't be too bad. Queen Titania into 1 other damage, if you have it. So that would be, what? I guess a green-purple? What's heavy on the green-purple? There's green-purple and brown-purple. Brown-purple's not the greatest. What's green-purple have these days? Boar Rider isn't horrible. Gives you board control and everything. Not insanely good value for Guild War. Oh, yeah, Baba Yaga. I forgot about that. Duh. And you have a summon as well. There you go. We got everything then. So, Herdmaster, Azura, Queen Titania, Baba Yaga. And you can replace Queen Titania, but you need to replace her with a damage source if you do. But yeah, this is pretty cheap. Herdmaster is ultra rare. You do this for cleanse as well as for mana generation. He also has a leadership trait, so he does get slightly higher stats, and he has Air Link into himself. Azura, you have for the explosion, also dispels if they have barrier or anything else that's positive. Stats effects, it also explodes all blue. And both of these work particularly good on Purple Day, because this doesn't work as good on yellow, because you need yellows on the board to use it. And this doesn't work as good on blue, because you need blues to explode it. But on Purple Day, both of these two troops work best, because you're mainly going to be taking purples more so than their actual 2 colors. And as far as the banner for this team, it would likely be a blue-purple. Let's see, what's the minus brown banner? There's a +2 red, +1 yellow. What's the other brown banner? Or is there another minus brown banner? Because +2 red, +1 yellow wouldn't really be too helpful to this team. But yeah, I guess the best thing would just be to go with standard blue-purple then, for the Azura bonus, and then just a little bit more into Herdmaster and everything else. But mainly just to make sure you could 2-turn Azura or 3-turn Azura. Yeah, that's pretty much what you use then. You have Silence, you have Summon, you have high damage output that also actually turns, plus Fairy Fire if you have it traded. You have Azura for mana generation and to get rid of barriers and other passive stats effects. And you have Herdmaster to cleanse yourself, while also simultaneously obtaining mana. So you have a cleanse for your team and a dispel for the opposing team as well. But yeah, this would end up working decently. I'll go use it against this too. Might as well. This team isn't like anything extremely over the top for PvP, but it would function enough for Guild Wars that it would likely be able to get through. I've never personally used this exact team though. As far as budget Purple Day is concerned, I think this is one of the better ones you could really get. And it's relatively cheap too, other than Queen Titania. Because this you get for free from Urskea. This you get for free from Melantis. This is only ultra rare, so the only hard component is fully traded Queen Titania. But you could do any damage source there. It doesn't have to be fully traded Queen Titania. It's just, I believe that's the best one that you can actually put there. Also, we have double Fairy Fire exactly where we're hitting, so that works out quite good. So we'll go do that. Get that in there. Queen Titania it. This team is also even stronger if there's a bunch of reds on the opposing team. Oh, also do keep in mind, Dispel, Azura's stat reduction does not get boost ratioed based on the Fairy Fire, even if it does do HP or armor. Which is a little bit unfortunate, but that is the way that it interacts. And that's match, or almost match. As you can see, this would be perfectly fine for Purple Guild War Day. Not the greatest thing out there, but it definitely functions. Then again, that actually worked out amazingly well, that battle. But, hey, maybe I'll need to try it for my own Purple Guild War. But, yeah, that'd be perfectly fine. What is my current Purple these days? Guild War Purple. Oh yeah, I use the Hellcat Elamagrim team still. With the Infernus Umberwolf combo. As long as they don't freeze us, we're pretty much good to go. You just get Hellcat up immediately into Infinite Elamagrim loop and then you win. Pretty straightforward. It doesn't use that many colors, but it makes up for it and how much sheer impact it has once it gets going. Pretty much auto wins the second you get an Elamagrim down. That doesn't, or that gains an extra turn. You just instantly win the entire battle. But yeah, what we just did is a Guild War team with no mythics. That team had no mythics on it. Queen Titania is not a mythic. Though if you don't have Queen Titania, you can replace that out for a smaller damage source. I just put Queen Titania there because it's, I believe, the best thing that you can do in that certain circumstance. But any purple damage source would work there, as long as it didn't conflict with any other color. Also, we got a Gnome. What do I need to go move? I guess we'll go throw the Infernus in there. Get a Mercy on that. Do that over. Furnace it again. And he'll die to the next hit. Or at least the Gnome will. Is that aligned? No, it is not. So we'll go move that over. Take that down. And Furnace. Dead. And now we just need to poke him like 1 or 2 more times. Which I don't currently have, apparently. I guess, oh yeah, we do. We'll go grab that. And now we just have to poke him once. And we can do that with anything. if you all decide to end his turn today. And there he goes. Well, he still got 1 kill at the end. Luckily, this isn't Guild Wars. And then it goes. 2,500 gold. Useless. But they do suggest as a quick way to go for souls for Dawnbringer. Depends what you have. Either Valkyrie triple Warlock, or Dragon Soul triple Warlock, or Dragon Soul triple Azurus, or Dragon Soul double Azurus Umberwolf, or Dragon Soul Soul Fairish Ra Azurus Umberwolf. And yeah, other teams like that. If you need any other ones, just let me know. But yeah, Valkyrie triple Warlock, Dragon Soul triple Warlock, Dragon Soul triple Azurus, Dragon Soul double Azurus Umberwolf are the more common cheap ones to use. With Dragon Soul double Azurus Umberwolf being the most expensive cheap one you could do, which I believe is around 25,000 souls per hour, approximately, give or take about 5,000 or so. But yeah, those are the best teams that use 0 Fairish Ras. Why Umberwolf on a soul farming team? It creates perpetual Purple Storm, and it makes it so your Dragon Soul gets quicker casts. It also makes it so you can just infinite turn your Dragon Soul more often than not. And if you have 3 Fairish Ra, I do feel like 3 Fairish Ra is better than putting 2 Fairish Ra Umberwolf. But in the case of you only having Necromancies, it is better to go the fully traded Umberwolf if you have it. Of course, he is a little bit expensive, though the trade stone was available for him last week, so hopefully people got it then. Wait, was it last week or was it this week? I think it was last week. Yes, right? Oops, that's not what I meant to click on. No, it's this week. Never mind. Yeah, go do that this week. I forgot. Yeah, you can still stock up on it. Things to go get up. Azurus and Umberwolf. They're 2 really core troops for soul farming. While they're not really used in many other contexts, other than maybe Purple Guild War for Umberwolf, but while they're not used in many contexts, they are really, really good for soul farming. And the trait stone is the cheapest it will ever be in the glory packs right now. So if you've been needing to stock up on it for fully traded Azurus or Umberwolf or anything similar, definitely make sure to do so, because it is available right there. So that's not too bad at all. But yeah, Umberwolf is mainly for the Perpetual Purple Storm, which makes it so you can triple cast Dragon Soul real quick. It's for this team right here. First challenge Divinian Fields on Warlord 2 difficulty, so that you can easily wipe it for the extra souls. Or is it Warlord 3? I think it's Warlord 2. Pretty sure it's Warlord 2. I always keep forgetting. But it's Dragon Soul, double Azurus, and Umberwolf. And actually this week you get 40 souls for using that one guy, which I believe is actually higher than the bonus you would get from that. So I guess technically we can go and throw what's his name in here. The problem is I forget what his name is. What's he called again? Oh yeah, Arcanus. So we can go do that as well. At least this week anyways. And this ends up giving us a slight bonus as well. 1 magic and 2 attack. Doesn't matter that much. I don't believe that occurs if we use a repeat. If we use like another Azurus there. Oops, that's not what I meant to do. But no, it doesn't. But yeah, let me go put Umberwolf back in. Yeah, I believe this team is still around. I don't know if it's actually quicker or not with Arcanus or not. But at least in this week, because he gets 40 souls. But yeah, this is somewhere around 20 to 30,000 souls per hour. Somewhere in that general ballpark. Depends on your bonuses and how quickly you can win with it. Though, regardless of what point you are in the game, this will always do the exact same amount of damage. Because Dragon Soul is always consistent based on how many dragons are on the team. The only thing you'd get less of is less explosions if you didn't have it as upgraded. But the Purple Storm is mainly to make sure so much purple's on the board so we keep getting our ability up, and ideally extra turns as well. Like there, you can see we easily get our mana, and then we just go right into a 3rd cast. And just go from there. As you can see, we'll end up getting 40 additional souls at the end there. And 210 souls we get per battle. And then you just keep repeating that first challenge Divinian Fields over and over again on Warlord 2 difficulty. And that is how you would farm souls. Hey, Treasure Gnome. But yeah, this team's somewhere around 20 to 30,000. And of course, you'd replace that with a 2nd Azurus if it wasn't a week where you gain plus 40 souls for using him. Yeah, it's pretty much as simple as that. And of course, if you don't have Umberwolf, you trade it with another Azurus. And if you don't have Azuruses, you throw in double Warlock. Though if you do have a double Azurus, do use it, because it's quite a bit more... hey, we got another 100 souls on top of it from the useless Gnome. That's pretty funny. The Gnome gives us 100 souls, yet we get 210 souls for the battle. But yeah, this team is pretty much the best you can really get. At least this week, anyways. And on a normal week, it would just be double Azurus. The best that you can build with 0 Ferrous Raws, that is. Of course, with Ferrous Raws, you just do the same kind of concept, but with Ferrous Raws added in. Azurus is nice because the whole reason why you use Azurus instead of a standard Necromancy, if any of you are wondering, is because he has Magic Link as well, which helps you get your Dragon Soul mana quicker if you have to go and manually take a purple, because you get +1 additional purple. It has no effect on exploding them, but for taking a manual purple like that, it makes it easier for us to get our mana. As you saw there, we surged it, but if we didn't surge, we still would have gotten full mana because of how high our purple is for just taking a single purple. And because the Umber Wolf is creating so many purples from the Storm, it just makes it so easy to keep getting its mana up instantly. Like that. Pretty much every cast it gets right back to full mana. And then so you get it up once and you just keep getting it over and over again. Yeah, it's a pretty nice soul farming team. I don't personally use it though because of course I have Ferrous Raws and such. Well, I could easily do this, but it would be the Ferrous Raw version if I was to do it. Which is around 50,000 or so souls per hour. Anyways, I'll go and head over to Explore after this, unless you guys want me to mess around with anything else. Also, back to Mac Gnomes, isn't it? Or was it the previous battle? They're going so quick I can barely tell. But, get all of our mana up. Go throw it down again. Unfortunately, we didn't actually turn it, but oh well. Oops, I wanted to explore. I wanted to explore instead of, challenge. That's not what I meant to do, but luckily the gnome will still die. Yeah, definitely do it in first challenge of any fields. Don't do it in Explore. It's quite a bit slower in Explore if you do it on Warlord 2 difficulty. Because you can sometimes get legends and mythics that are really tanky. And then we just go kill that out. And there we go. What do we get from the gnome? No, no useless gold. Anyways, that's that. Let's go over to... oh yeah, what kingdom do I need to go explore in right now? Inventory... Let's see. One of them should be below 150, I believe. Apparently not. Okay, which one is below 160 then? We got Arcane Venoms and Arcane Swamps. Arcane Venom is slightly lower, so let's head over to Zolkiri and put it back to normal difficulty and clear it out with the explosion. And we'll just go grind this for a little bit. Let's see if we can get up to base 160 maybe by the end of the stream. Should be able to. Doesn't take too long. Should probably only take an hour or two. Well, that'd pretty much be the rest of the stream though. But, we could reach it if we wanted to. Depends how lucky we really get on drops. Oh, well. Well then. That didn't take long. Arcane Venom in first drop. Wow. Okay, well if we get that luck, we'll have it done in like 5 minutes. I'll go throw that down again. Should have probably taken that, but oh well. And down it goes. Have they upped the gnome drops? No. Though, given that it's a gnome event, there is a higher chance to get vault keys during the event. But no, they haven't, like, buffed the entire drop table yet. They might be doing that next patch. They might buff nerf it, though. I believe next patch, if they do end up tweaking it, they're, going to improve the overall drop table of gnomes. But I believe they're getting rid of vault keys being able to drop vault keys. That doesn't... I don't believe that was something they intended to have happen, because the post that they released when the patch came out said that vault keys would not be available within vault keys, but they are. So they're probably going to remove it, but slightly buff the table because they're removing it from there. So if they actually are doing that, it's technically better to use vault keys right now than it would be later, but we don't know for sure what changes they're making. We just know that they're likely going to be tweaking it some. But yeah, you can either throw it now or wait till they buff or nerf it next patch. We'll have to see. But yeah, now is a perfectly fine time to throw your vault keys. I'm just personally not doing it because I'm saving till we have like 10 to 12 to do for a video. Alright, we'll go throw that over. Take the firebomb down. If we even reach that many. Because we're not even getting any from this gnome event. I was expecting to leave this gnome event with at least a few. Alright, we'll go throw that into a sunbird, and that's that. Well, we got the Arcane Venom immediately. Haven't gotten a single one since, but it's only about a 1 in 15 rate, so we're definitely already above the average getting on the first battle. You've got 4 in the last hour, so that's alright. Really? Wow. Everyone's getting so many more than me right now. Did you open all of them immediately, or did you save any? Someone was mentioning earlier it could have been because I have keys at the moment, which is why I'm not getting other vault keys. But I don't believe that's the case. I almost know for certain that you can still get vault keys even if you already own vault keys. Alright, we'll go throw Sunbird in there. And keep going. We're getting so many green kills right now, too. I guess this is the next best kingdom to go do it in. As I say that, we get 0 greens in this battle. But yeah, Forest of Thorns. If you guys still need green kills, Forest of Thorns is the best location to do it. I'm currently in this kingdom just because I need the Arcane from this kingdom. But Forest of Thorns does give you the best rate for greens. I already completed out the event, so I'm just doing it here. You can't wait till you open them immediately. Yeah, I was doing that initially, but lately I've been saving them. You haven't got any in the last 2 days and you haven't been using them. Maybe that is the case. We'll have to double check. That'd be really unfortunate if we actually can't get vault keys while we have vault keys. That would definitely explain why we're getting literally none. So I think at this point it's just bad luck. But yeah, last Gnome event, I think I got 4, 5, 6, somewhere around 5 to 6 vault keys. This time we're at 0. And we're playing for the exact same amount of time, and we have about the same amount of gnome drops. If anything, we almost have more gnome drops this time around. Hey, 4 times green. Yeah, apparently this is like the second best kingdom to do green farming in. I would have done this in the first place if I would have known that. Well, I guess that kind of makes sense. I think this kingdom has like 10 greens in it. Forest of Thorns has 13 though, so it's a little bit better to do it in Forest of Thorns. Or in theory, it should be slightly better to do it in Forest of Thorns. Hoarders get punished by lower drop rate. I actually have seen games that do that, where certain keys that are really valuable, the more keys that you hold on to, they actually lower the drop rate of them. Just to make sure that people don't hoard them. Let's see. And down it goes. Wait, you have every gnome mythic already? That is insane. I have been seeing some people with it, or like Ascended and stuff. I assume they use orbs on it. Getting it up legitimately off of just Vault Keys, it seems... How on earth did you do that? Because you can only get one at a time. You had to have used orbs to some degree. Because you would have needed 100-something copies of both the 2 common ones. Which is near impossible to do without orbs. There's no way you've opened that many Vault Keys. That would be like upwards of 1,000 Vault Keys already at this point. Pretty sure there are people that have opened a couple hundreds. Nowhere near thousands, though. I think my total at the moment somewhere's around, I want to say 50 or so? Somewhere's around there. Yeah, it's a pretty big waste to use them on gnomes. Your orbs. Of course, some people have a great excess and not really much to use it on. My biggest plan for orbs at the moment is not a Zugoff, not anything like that. I'm using it for 10-star kingdoms when they start getting out. That's pretty much what every orb I have is going towards. It's why you haven't seen me use a single orb ever. I've still yet to use a single orb all this patch. Just because I haven't had a need to. Any Vault Keys yet? Nope, 0 Vault Keys. 0 Vault Keys. Also, Gnome rate hasn't been that good today either, though it's mainly because we've been in PvP, so we end up switching to Explore right now, in hopes to try to get one. But yeah, every Vault Key we get today, we will be handing out a redeem code, up to 2, or at least a minimum of 1 if we find 0. So hopefully we get one soon. There's another Gnome, so there's a chance at least. Come on, please. 5 gems. Not horrible drop, but not a vault key. But yeah, I might need to go do some treasure map gem farming eventually in anticipation of next patch. Because we're going to need a lot of gems initially if we want to target down specific pets. Because they are quite expensive if you want to rush them. If you're doing them casually, then it's not really expensive at all. But rushing them definitely is. We also don't know exactly what food will cost. For all we know, it might cost gems to get food for them. Probably not. My current theory is it will cost souls. My current theory is it'll cost diamonds and souls to create white food. And then it will require white food and souls to create colored food. Though they could add a gem cost to it as well, who knows. Okay, let's go and throw the firebomb down. Pretty much same strategy every time. Not like it's changing anytime soon. And down it goes. So what is the deal with the pets anyway? Well, they're a new feature that's coming in version 3.4. They will be obtainable. There will be a weekly event that will occur for 24 hours every single week, where you will be able to obtain a new and shiny pet that they'll introduce into the game. They're planning on adding a new pet basically every single week into the foreseeable future. So that's going to be a lot of pets. But yeah, we're going to be getting a lot of new pets pretty quickly. And other than that, as far as what they do, they're little cute things that can be put on your shoulder just to show them off. But they also have small bonuses on them that work for specific troop types or small amount of extra resource gain and stuff like that. So they will be quite useful to level. Other than that, even the ones that are fully cosmetic are still worth leveling because there's a incentive structure in the game that's going to be making it so basically you get gems every 5 levels on pets, you get a minor orb every 25 levels, and you get a major orb every 100 levels across all your pets. So instead of having like a Kingdom Star system or anything like that, that is essentially the incentive system behind leveling up your troops, is to get all those gems and orbs. How many gems they give, we do not know, but the orb rates, we already know what that will be. 1 minor every 25 and 1 major every 100. I'm not sure if it gives you a minor and a major at the 100th though. I assume it would only be 1 major and not a minor major. Oh yeah, as far as finding pets, you find pets during PvP battles. Apparently also arena counts as PvP when they say PvP. But whenever you do a PvP battle, there'll be a chance of a pet gnome to appear, and if you've killed a pet gnome, it'll trigger an event for your entire guild for 1 hour, where you'll be able to go and obtain whatever pet is related to that thing, whatever it is that you captured from the pet thing. But yeah, it's gonna be a little bit annoying in a way, because it does require you to basically keep an eye on the game, because the event will only last for 1 hour when someone in your guild finds it. Of course, there will be that weekly one that lasts for 24 hours, but if you're looking to really go into pet grind, you'll really need to keep an eye out on the game, because, yeah, it could be any hour you could be able to get a pet out of nowhere. Which is going to be really annoying for guilds that are spread around time zones, which is pretty much every guild in the entire game. Will we get a pet initially? Yes. They will be giving everyone 1 free pet initially. We don't know what pet that will be. Hopefully it's not a cosmetic one, but yes, everyone's getting 1 free pet initially. And of course there's the weekly pet event thing, which is technically a free pet every single week for everyone. All you have to do is 8 battles. The 8 battles seem to be about as hard as dungeons are. So if you're able to do dungeons, you're pretty much able to do the pet thing. Of course, that might be slightly harder for newer players to be able to get pets because, yeah, you would need to get the 100% chance of getting at least 1 guaranteed pet. You do need to kill out 8 battles. And that 8th battle might be slightly harder than what Dungeon's last battle is. So, to newer players and some mid-range, might be a little bit harder to kill. But for late game players, it should be a cakewalk to run through all 8 of them. You could probably even do exactly what we're doing right now, just throw Sunbird Rowan at every single one of them. That'll probably be enough damage. At least with late game stats. But yeah, from what we saw from Salty playing with them, they are ridiculously easy battles, for the most part. Yeah, it kind of has to be to make sure that players that are newer or at least have a chance. You do have infinite tries, by the way. It's not any kind of sigil system. Even the ones that are hour long, during that hour, you have infinite tries to get it. So as long as you can do all 8 of your battles within that hour, or within the 24 hours for the weekly one, then you still end up getting your pet, or the guaranteed pet. You technically have multiple chances per pet. Every battle that you win in the little pet thing gives you a % chance of getting a pet, as well as food and other stuff, I believe, jewels as well. But you only get a guaranteed pet if you get through all 8 battles on the final battle. But again, that should be pretty easy for the average player. No, if you lose one battle, you do not lose the pet. You can lose the battles infinite time, to my understanding, and you still gain it. You could potentially lose it if you keep losing and you don't do it within the hour. If you find it like there's only 30 minutes left and it takes you a long time to get through the battles, and then you don't end up getting to the final battle in that time frame, then yes, you technically would in a way. But no, you can lose, I believe, like 20 times over and still end up getting it by the end. As long as it's done within whatever time frame is available. Yeah, I've mostly been getting 2,500 gold, 100 souls, and 2 minor trait stones. That makes up about 2/3 of the treasure gnome drop table, from what we calculated out earlier. Which is pretty bad, because all 3 of those are near useless. Yet it makes up almost his entire drop table. Of course, the other 33% is pretty nice, though. It's just that 66% of it is horrible. Oh, I thought that was his thing for a second. Yep, there's 2,500 gold. When the awkward moment when the arcane, I mean when the trait stone drop you get from the battle is better than a gnome drop. Wouldn't be the first time it happens. Actually, that has happened quite a few times to me, actually. I think that's like the 5th time I've gotten a celestial when we got a gnome drop. Which is decently rare. I believe Celestial is a 3% chance, somewhere around there, that you get it. So only about 1 in every 33 battles or so. $100 souls will add up in 10 years or so. Yeah, we'll go through that then. You just got 2 back-to-back. That is quite insane. Very nice. But yeah, still completely dry with 0 of them. It's only a matter of time. 1 HP. Really? Go throw that down. I know, stop hogging up the vault keys, everyone. We need them. At least 1. But yeah, I normally don't grind for gnomes on Sunday. I might have to go do that this Sunday. Though maybe not, because I'll probably be working on the best teams video for the current version, because of how soon 3.4 is right around the corner. But if I do have time, I do need to make sure, either later today or something, to farm these up more. But yeah, this would be the first gnome event ever that we wouldn't get it if that does occur. So go throw that in there. And yeah, there we go, nice. Get a map, not like it matters, but maybe it'll be useful eventually. 5 volts since yesterday, very nice. Yeah, that's how many we would normally get at this point. But we're way below average right now. At least we got really lucky with gnomes yesterday as far as finding them, but the actual drops have been pitiful. Despite us having more gnomes than the average, we've been getting probably worse drops than we've ever gotten from these things. You haven't gotten a single key today since getting 7 yesterday. Wow. Yeah, if we spend a few hours in Explorer, it would only be a matter of time before we find it. I just don't know how much time I really want to put into it at this point. But yeah, their drop table definitely needs revamping. The hype of trying to find one is gets quite depressing when you keep getting drops like these, like double minor trade zones, the 2,500 gold, stuff like that. Their drop table was really nice when they were first released, but then they were nerfed within like hours because it was way too good. It was over 100 gems per hour plus other resources when it wasn't even the Vault event. But yeah, they nerfed it within hours, unfortunately. It did not take them long to nerf it. Not at all. And let's see, what do we get here? Anything? Nope, no arcanes. We still need the arcanes too. I think we still need 5 more to have 160. Get the Sunbird in there, and down it goes. From your data, you've collected a drop rate of vault keys of 3.4% so far. From the data I got earlier, I think it was more towards about 6% or so, though if I added the current data I have now, that would probably drag it down to like 2%. But I believe this is because we've been getting really unlucky. 5 gems. Wow, we've gotten 5 gems about 5 times now this week, which isn't horrible. That's 25 gems total. Oh, I was going to take that move. Now he leaves me with no move. Am I seriously going to kill it with skulls? Apparently. And down it goes. What a weird way to win, but I'll take it. I'll take it. Better than nothing. Get the firebomb down. No follow-up. Throw another one. Actually, yeah, I could have taken the red, actually. Never mind. There was follow-up. And down it goes with that. Oh, so they need to fix that double-click glitch that happens sometimes there. Because you can very easily accidentally get back to the main menu. You have to do such a weird timing with it. It's completely skill-based if you can click it correctly. No, it's just a really strange button. Because you have to click at like just the right moment in order to do it quickly without actually skipping to the main menu. Like that. Oops, wrong moment. Fail. But there's a certain time window where you need to do it exactly to get it as quickly as possible. It saves only like 1 second, and it probably wastes more time if you misclick it. But if you click it every single time correctly, you can get about 1 to 2 additional battles per hour. Probably more so 2. Doesn't really save that much time, but yeah, 1 or 2 more battles per hour if you're farming for hours on end does start to add up. Alright, move that down, move that down. Firebomb. Get a Rowan down. And there we go. And there we go. Wait, you can only get 1 gem? I'm pretty sure it's 1 gem key. One gem, and specifically, I don't believe is a drop. 5 gems is, 1 gem key is, but 1 single gem is not, I don't believe. I've never seen it yet. Speaking about things we've never seen, just kidding. We've seen 2,500 gold so much. It's the second most common drop from the data I have. Its most common drop is, was it 100 souls or 2 miners? I forget it now. But I believe the order was 100 souls is the most common. Gold pretty much at about the exact same thing, which is just a little bit lower. And then 2 times straight stones at a little bit lower than both of them, but still pretty high up there in rate. But yeah, they're easily the 3 most common. With souls and gold being slightly higher. With souls, at least on my data, being slightly higher than gold, though I believe they're both the exact same drop rate. That was just from not having enough data that they came out with souls a little bit higher, I believe. And there we go, another gnome. Hopefully with a vault key. Come on, Volky. 2 minor earth. Why? But yeah, the 2 minor truth stone is easily, hands down, the worst crop. At least 100 souls to a degree is still useful. Even though it's a ridiculously small amount, it's at least still useful for stuff. But, yeah, it's everything else, no. 2 minors, you're never going to need that 2 minor. You can easily get it from so many other means within the game. Am I still saving up vault keys? Yes, though we have accumulated 0 vault keys since we've been grinding. So I wouldn't really say we've been doing too well at accumulating more to say keep saving them. But yes, we are indeed still saving our vault keys. Now we just need to get more of them so that we can actually build a pile. Two minor earth, or nature, whatever it was. Double minor treats done in a row. Though we have been lucky, we haven't gotten a 2 diamond drop yet. Hey, Undyne. Oh no, an Undyne. Undyne is ridiculously annoying in Explore. He's almost more annoying than that thing that has 100%, yeah, never mind, he's more annoying than it. But yeah, he's more annoying than the thing that has 100% chance to summon it back. That is how annoying this thing is. Not only does it have silence, but it has perpetual storm. Oh wait, I can't even hit it when there's only 1 left? Wait. I thought you could still hit it if you do an AoE when there's only 1 left. Yeah, that is super annoying. Such a big nerf to Explore. A random Undyne appears. Of course, if it doesn't come in fully traded, then it's not a threat at all. But if it does, then it's really annoying. Because a good majority of what gets ran in Explore is full AoE. Or split damage. Or something that hits all enemies. There really isn't any realistic quick Explore team that runs anything other than that. So Undyne can really get in the way of that. See, Undyne has one purpose. It's to make Explore annoying. That's the only purpose he serves. Yeah, he submerges at the start of every turn if fully traded. And he has silence on his ability as well. And it's physical damage, which would take away our damage potential. Volky, come on. 5 diamonds. Again, wow. Again, we haven't gotten any 2 diamond drops, but that's like our 3rd or 4th 5 diamond. Not like that many diamonds really gets us that far. Oh, back-to-back gnomes too. Nice. Sunbird. 100 souls. Ah. Yeah, we've been going okay with gnome drops. I mean, finding gnomes. It's just the drops off them have been bad. Alright, we'll get a Sunbird in there. We've killed at least, at minimum, like 100 already. That normally should be at least, like, 4 keys by now. 4 vault keys. Okay, we'll go and throw that down. Get another one. Get a Rowan. And it's the next one. But yeah, I will be giving out a code probably in the next hour if we don't get a vault key. Of course, the original plan is give out one every vault key, but we actually need to find vault keys for that to happen. But yeah, if we don't get any, we're still giving at least one. What to do here? We'll go get a firebomb down. Get the other firebomb going. If anyone still has any other questions about anything, let me know. About pets, about 3.4, about Gems of Ore, about anything. And we'll get around to it. Or if you want me to show any teams or need help building teams or anything of the such. Alright, we'll go get a right over with that firebomb. Get Sunbird in there. Get a Rowan in there. Oh, we got a level up. Right into purple. And keep going. You leveled up every 5 to 6 battles. Is that bad to level fast? Depends on what your level is right now. Once you reach about level 300 to 500 or so, the rate at which you level is perfectly fine. When you're first starting out, like if you're below level 200 or so, you want to try staying that low for as long as possible, if possible, because it makes PvP and Arena a lot easier to grind, which would allow you to accumulate more resources overall per hour, at least initially. So, yes, early on, it's a good idea to level slowly. But once you've reached like level 300, or once you've reached like a pretty solid team around that level range, pretty much whatever rate you're leveling at is perfectly fine. Yeah, 355, yeah, you can pretty much gain levels as quickly as you want, and it won't make too big a difference at that point. Because at that point, you're probably already seeing level 1000s around, so you might as well just keep power leveling all the way at this point. But yeah, the rate at which you level, once you're that high a level, you might as well just keep going as quickly as possible. Or at any rate, it doesn't really matter for the most part. It's just at the lower level range, you want to kind of stay there for a little bit. But once you reach 200 plus, 300 plus, you can pretty much just go as quickly as you want. And there we go. Have I ever used Soul Zora in soul farming? Yes and no. Very rarely do I use her in actual soul farming teams for 2 reasons. One, I have Fairish Raz, so there's no point ever using her, at least for me, because I have 4 Fairish Raz. So obviously I run 3 Fairish Raz or 2 Fairish Raz in all my soul farming teams if I'm running a legitimate soul farming team for myself. But in the case of using her, she's relatively slow compared to Dragon Soul teams, unless you're specifically using her for PvP purposes. If you're using her in just standard Explorer challenges, it's always better to do Dragon Soul instead of her, assuming you have it. How does the arena get harder after level 300? Because you start seeing level 500 plus, 1000 plus, and stuff like that. When you're a lower level range, you're only going to be seeing up to about level 500 or so, probably even lower than that. One of the main factors that arena bases you on is your level. While it's not the best at always matchmaking you, it gets you somewhat close. But the higher your level is, the harder your enemy that you're going to be matched with, which is why Arena becomes harder. This isn't as a big deal now, because Dawnbringer has been fixed, so I guess it's not as big an issue these days. But I'm pretty sure it's still an issue, because you might not have all of the better dual-color weapons yet, when you're, like, let's say level 150, because you haven't hit level 300 plus yet, where you kind of get all those weapons at that point. But you could easily be fighting people that do have those dual-color weapons if you get too high a level before you really reach that point. But, yeah, it was mainly because of Dawnbringer, so I guess these days it doesn't matter as much. It's still really good to keep under 150 or so for PvP and such, though, just because it does make it slightly easier, again, with matchmaking. But, yeah, I guess these days it's not as important since Dawnbringer did get removed from Arena. But it's still somewhat important, because you don't know what other strong weapons they might have that you don't. It's not like Dawnbringer's the only good weapon out there that newer players might not have, or mid-game. I'll go and get that in there. And down it goes. Any suggestions for a Draculus team? Draculus isn't anything too over the top, and pretty much anything you use Crimson Bat for, you can also use a Draculus. Most teams that I do use with Draculus these days do use both Draculus and a Crimson Bat. Normally something along the lines of Mana Generator, Crimson Bat, Valkyrie, and a Draculus. If you're only going with a single Draculus, you can go something like a double Soothsayer Herdmaster with a... what's the other one? Double Soothsayer Herdmaster with a Draculus. Or you can go down the route of just using a Gorgoltha, standard Gorgoltha team, with Gorgoltha, Draculus, a Mana Generator for it, and then one other damage source that's probably true damage, and go from there. But yeah, Draculus isn't anything too special these days. It can still be pretty annoying on defend. I wouldn't really bother invading with them, though. What's the best weapon for Arena? Dawnbringer. You can still use Dawnbringer in Arena, you just can't defend with it, or defend with it. You won't be faced against a Dawnbringer, but you can still use it. But yes, Dawnbringer is still the best weapon in Arena by a very large margin. Next best would be Runic Blade. Next best after that would be either Creeping Death or any of the other kind of standard AoE weapons like Fire and Ice and stuff like that, which most people don't have, but still it's one of the better ones, like Sun and Moon, Fire and Ice, War and Peace, those kind of weapons. But yeah, it's basically Dawnbringer number 1, Runic Blade number 2, every single AoE weapon that isn't horrible as number 3, and there's so many AoE weapons that basically there's no other category other than those 3 for the most part. Very occasionally you might use Mang or something like that, but for the most part, if you had like a lot of true damage or something. But for the most part, it's mainly just Dawnbringer or Runic Blade or an AoE weapon. Those are the only 3 weapons that are, for the most part, worth using in Arena. Very rarely there's a few exceptions to that, but those 3 are the main core kind of weapons that get used. Alright, we're gonna move that down. Get that exploded. And just clear out everything. Firebomb it, and down it goes. Can you explain color matching in Guild Wars and why it's better? I don't know what you mean by that. Color matching in Guild Wars and why it's better. You mean why to use 4 times? Because you get higher score. I don't know exactly what you mean by that though, as far as your question. But yeah, in Guild Wars you have to use 4 times of the pure color in order to get your full maximum score for each day. You can use anything you want, but to really get a realistic score you need to be using 4 times of whatever the color is, or 3 times if you're a newer player. 3 times is still decent if you're using 3 times with a mana generator that isn't of that color. But generally, you do want to be aiming for 4 times, at least later in the game. Do you get a certain color on a certain day? Yes, every single Guild War day is associated with a certain color. And if you use that color, you get additional points into your Guild War battles. And whichever guild gets the most point on a given day gets a 100% EXP bonus for the following day, as well as a 50 seals, or 100 seals, whatever it is these days. As you can see right here, it has a special event active that says plus 100%. Right now, I'm gaining 100% additional EXP because my guild won the Guild Wars yesterday. So every single battle we're doing gains 100%. This does not mean 2 times, but it does mean 100%. So let's say we would have gained, let's say we would have normally had 200% EXP bonus, and now we have 300% because of the 100%. Let's just say that's a thing. Let's say our normal amount of EXP we would have gained is 50. So we would have gained 100. If we had the 200%, that would then be up to 100. And now with that additional 100%, that is now up to 150. It doesn't double that 100. It just simply adds that 100% onto whatever the base value is, in which case the theoretical 50. So yeah, it basically, whatever the base value is, it just gives you that base value as additional as well. It doesn't double everything else. It just it's additive, not multiplicit, basically. It's just short term of how that works. But yeah, still really nice. It's almost double the amount that we'd normally be gaining. Not exactly double, but pretty close to it. Okay, I'll go grab that. And yeah, this is like one of the biggest incentives to it. That and basically getting gems and such and copies of the Guild War troops. Though at this point, pretty much everyone has, or at least all late game players have all of them that they would ever need. Oops, did I just do this in PvP? Yes, I did. And there's a treasure gnome too, which is really bad because if I'm not mistaken, we have to win the battle, don't we, to actually get the treasure gnome? Whoops! Wait, this is actually really bad. I forgot about that. Well then, this could backfire. We have to win with Sunbird Rowan in PvP. It is really, really bad in PvP. Especially against a legitimate team like that. Does he have alignment? No. Oh, he better not invade. He's gonna invade. Okay, good. He didn't invade yet. We still actually have the chance of killing him and winning this. While it's still very unlikely, it is possible. He's using a really bad weapon right now. If he doesn't hit our Rowan, we might have a chance. Oh, we didn't surge. And he didn't hit Rowan, though, at least. So go grab that. I forgot to double check for Divine Ishpala. Oh, no, we're dead on Sunbird. Oh, good. Sunbird lived. If we can cast Sunbird, we win. There's a lot of yellow on the board. That doesn't cascade into anything, does it? Oh, I gotta stop that extra turn. I have to waste my entire turn to stop him. Yeah, I have to go for it. I can't leave that there. Oh, he still got an extra turn. No! No, there's no way we're winning this now. He also still has mercy, and I can't stop that at all. He has alignment right there. Oh, oh, now I can. You know what? We might be able to stop it. We could take this. Oh, that gives him a skull, though. Yeah, I can't stop him from mercying. The only thing I could do is try killing it in time. But that's very unlikely. Let's see. Yellow to green and red to skull. If he misses, we have a chance. Though I highly doubt it's going to miss. You know what? It does miss if it casts. As long as some weird cascade doesn't occur. Never mind. Weird cascade. We're dead. Ow. No! We lost a gnome. First gnome we've actually lost, but that's because I accidentally clicked on PvP when I meant to click on Explorer. But yeah, most Explorer teams do not work in PvP, if you haven't already noticed. The whole purpose of them is to win as quickly as possible in like a few instances within Explorer. They do not function properly in late game PvP whatsoever. You probably get away with it maybe earlier on in the game, but this late in the game you could never get away with it just because combinations are way stronger than what you used in Explorer. Explorer purpose is to win as quickly as possible. PvP's purpose is to win as quickly as possible while using things that are actually good as far as stats. Whereas most of these are just quick burst damage troops that aren't necessarily good against high durability. They're just made for killing something quickly. Like with these low stats. Like that. All you do is cast once and win. That definitely doesn't work in PvP. Could you imagine cast once and win in PvP? Oh, there's a gnome. Would have had another one. Watch, the one that escaped was probably the one with the vault key. I wish it would tell you like what resource you would have gotten when you lost it. 100 souls! No, realistically, that's probably what the other one had too. What did we lose from him? Probably like 2 minor trit stones. Because that's pretty much what they all have. How did I do in Guild War Purple Day? I didn't do it yet. Today's Purple Day, right? Yeah. We don't do it until later today. We always do it during the later stream, the Guild Wars. But, yeah, I don't know how I did yet. If the team goes well, it normally scores around 9,400, 9,500. Though it can lose if we get frozen, if we're up against a team like that. Is Def War fully trading? No. The only context where fully traded Def is really used is with a Crimson Bat fully traded. And even that's very rarely used. Def is pretty underwhelming in the current state that it's in. Between the Def Mark nerf and just what he currently does, it's not really worth using in most situations. Oh no, he has an Undyne. I know, that probably was the vault key. The one you lose is always the best resource. Just remember that. Of course, we have no way of knowing what it actually is, but it always feels like that is the case. There we go, and down it goes. Alright, we'll go throw that in there. Kill the gnome instantly. Get Sunbird down. And what do you have? Another 100 souls, of course. Why? Take the yellow over. A bunch of cascades. Dead. And on to the next one. Yeah, I guess the next half an hour or so we'll give the next code. Because we might not get the vault key. We're on track to not get a vault key, that's for sure. Oh, you won the battle, but you lost the gnome because it ran away. Yeah, it's really hard to kill a gnome with AoE only when you're using a team like this, when it's in, like, PvP, because you don't have anything to focus it down. Luckily, mine was in first slot, so I could at least take skulls against it. But if it was anywhere not in first slot, you wouldn't have any way to single target it. And it would have very high durability. At least in the context of PvP, it would. Because it takes the stats of whatever it replaces, which is why it's so weak in Explorer. Because everything in Explorer is relatively weak. Whereas if it does in PvP, it's going to be quite strong because it replaces something way better. Oh, so we haven't been getting that many arcanes. Actually, I don't think we've gotten a single one since we got like that double drop out of nowhere. I'll go check my trait stones. We started at 53, so we'll know exactly how many we've gotten from doing Zolkiri for the last like half an hour to 45 minutes, however long it's been. Let me see. Hero. Here, come on, click. Hero, class. I mean, inventory. Yep, 55. Also, I forgot we can get to Zolkiri by doing that. If we ever go and check that screen, we can easily just go get back to the page by doing that instead of going through all the other menus. I keep forgetting about that. It's a nice little feature that they added a while back. There's a small quality of life that they added out of nowhere during one patch, several patches ago. And it's probably one of the best quality of life features they ever added, particularly for newer players. Though, I don't think it's that obvious that you can even click on them. Wish they made it a little bit more obvious. Because I feel like newer players that need the information the most are the kind of people that don't actually know that they can click it to see where they get it. You can click any of the trait stones in that page, and it shows you exactly every kingdom that it resides in, where you'd be able to get it as a drop. And of course, to get it at the highest rate, you would want to go into Explore and just grind it out that way, in that kingdom, assuming you have it unlocked. You need to complete out the kingdom's quest line to have Explore in that kingdom unlocked. Hello, Dick Carell. I was wondering, do you, wait, I don't know what that is. Oh, simulcast these streams on Twitch? No. I only stream exclusively on YouTube at the moment. I used to stream on Twitch, but I've never tried multi-streaming or anything like that. I might in the future at some point. There just isn't really a great need to do so for Gems of War, because there's basically no one that streams Gems of War on Twitch, aside from someone just randomly doing it very, very occasionally, or Salty only on Mondays. So there really isn't much of a need for me to specifically go and multi-stream this game. It would make a sense with quite a few other games, though pretty much everyone that watches Gems of War is on YouTube for the most part. There's not like, because there's no one barely streaming the game, there's no one like ever looking on the page to see like who's streaming Gems of War. So there isn't much of a need to go and multi-stream there. Eventually I may, just for convenience for people. But at this current moment in time, I'm just sticking to YouTube only. Alright, we'll throw the firebomb down. I probably should have taken the green there. Oh, so hello, Candy. Welcome. But yeah, 0 Volkies so far. Our luck is horrible. I really want to leave the stream with at least one. I definitely want to leave at least this event with one, if not this stream. Hopefully we'll just randomly pull one, like maybe later tonight or something. But so far, so bad. Yeah, we'll throw another firebomb down. There's too many luck factors coming into play. First, we need the luck of the gnome to actually appear. Then we need the luck of the gnome to actually drop the vault key. And then there's a third layer for when we actually go and use the vault key, of the luck of actually getting drops when we use the vault key. Too much luck-based things. Okay, we'll go throw that in there. Also, that's one of my other slight concerns with pets, too. Your rate at which you obtain pets is completely luck-based, based on the guild. Because there's a chance to roll a pet every battle you do for a pet rescue thing. So there's going to be people that end up getting a lot more pets than others. Just out of pure luck. Did I get any vault keys? No, we're still at 0. We are still at 0. About 6 hours total grind and 0 so far. Obviously not all today, but between everything on and off stream yesterday and today, we're up to about 6 hours with 0 vault keys. Not all of it was an Explorer, but about half of it was an Explorer. Including what we're doing right now, obviously. These, of course, Explorers like upwards of twice the rate of obtaining them. Technically, like 2.5 hours of PvP is about the same as 1 hour of Explorer. as far as gnome rate is concerned. Just because Explorer is, it can get up to about 4 wins per minute. And if they ever had hotkeys to PC, it might be possible to reach 4.5 wins per minute. Which would be quite insane. But yeah, if they were to do 2 things, if they were to add hotkeys to PC, and if they were to fix that glitch where if you quickly double-click this final button, it brings you back to that main menu. If they do both of those 2 things, it's about 4.5 to maybe even possibly 5 wins per minute. Because you can clear through these battles in about 10 seconds as far as the actual in-game of the battle. Meaning, theoretically, you could actually do 6 per minute. But the thing that holds you back is, well, for one, sometimes it doesn't go as quickly. But the other main factor is this middle screen right here. Because you have to go through all of that real quick. And sometimes you misclick abilities too, which slows it down a decent amount. Whereas if you just double-clicked hotkey it, it would go a lot quicker than having to manually go move your mouse every single time. And make sure you don't accidentally misclick it. You got Aurora after 13 event keys. Congratulations. Yeah, event keys are still really good this week if anyone does want to go for them. There's 3 drops in it. The new Willow, the KrissTigger, which is a decent dragon and used in pretty much every dragon team in the game, or most of them. Any of them that don't use Glitter Claw use a KrissTigger. What was the other thing? Oh yeah, and Aurora, which you just mentioned. Aurora is really low drop rate. It's the mythic within the kingdom, but still, it's around. Yep, yeah, I didn't click it. You have used the same team in Explorer and 17 battles in 6 minutes. Well, it depends on what your stats are as well when you're using it. Yeah, I can go bring up the timer and kind of show how many we're actually getting per minute. We have timed it in the past. It's about 3.5. If I'm just casually doing it, kind of like how I'm doing it right now, it's approximately 3.5 wins per minute. So if I go get the calculator up real quick, we'll go time it from when we do the thing. Or not calculator, the timer thingy. I'm going to go bring that up. Yeah, we'll go time it real quick. I'll do it a minute at the time just to kind of show independent minutes. Because it's easier that way. But yeah, let me go move this over. Yeah, it's easily at minimum 3 per minute just with max stats that we're at right now. But yeah, let's just go right into the battle. This battle's actually higher durability. It might take us slightly longer and throw us off, but of course we have to keep that into consideration that some battles do go a bit longer. Anyways, let me go and get the click for the timer. Click there and go. But yeah, we could easily do 4 per minute if we were like super focused and nothing bad actually occurs. Oh no, I already misclicked. Good job. Slows it down. And I don't think Sunbird's enough damage. Yep, we're already going slower. Okay, good. And let's see, get the firebomb down. Had a bunch of browns there, don't need to take it though, pointless, going for it. Then we just get a Sunbird in there. Yeah, we're at 2 at 36. Because of the misclicks. Okay, oh no. I'm on a timer, so it's making me go worse. Perform worse. No, I'll go throw that down. But as you can see, it's about 3.5, as I said. On average, that is about what I can do. But it is possible to reach 4 per minute if you're truly focused and you don't lag like that screen just did. Wait, that was 3 right there in the minute. So that wasn't too good of a minute, was it? But yeah. Around 3 to 4 per minute is around the rate. 3 is what you could easily do without really even trying, or at least with this high stats. 3.5 is what you could realistically do with trying, and 4 is what you can do if you keep getting good luck and everything like that. Let's go time it again, I guess. Oops, I need to actually click again. Oops. That's a bit delayed, but oh well. Go throw the firebomb down. And getting extra turns like that definitely speeds it up. Oh, but that also slows it down when that happens. There we go. Luckily, we double killed it right at the end. Yep, almost killed it just with skulls. That would have definitely sped it up some. Actually, I think I could have just gone for that skull and saved it like 2 seconds. Not like it matters, though. I wouldn't have normally done that in a normal battle. Alright, the yellow stayed there. That's unfortunate. He didn't even go for it, though. Weird. I'll go get a Sunbird in there. And that's 3 wins. But yeah, we're getting like 3.2 about per battle then. Or per thingy at the moment. But it can go up to about 4. But I guess consistently you could say about a 3.5 then. All factors considered. Or even just simply a 3. But yeah, easily 3 per minute. Without a shadow of a doubt. Come on, cast. Even with misclicks and everything. And there we go. But yeah, that can vary, obviously, if your stats are lower. The lower your stats, the closer to probably 2.5 that would be. I know my lower level account that has no HP and armor kingdoms, it averages around 2 per minute. Which is quite a bit slower, but still, that's better than nothing. Can you show a couple Guild War teams? You're trying to understand team compositions. Well, we show it every single day on the little things. What specifically did you want to know about them, as far as compositions? Or strategy with it? Because most of the teams I use won't really help you much with compositions, since a good majority of them are higher rarity stuff. The general premise of how you build teams is you always go with 2 mana generators and 2 damage sources, if you have no clue what to build. Mana generator first slot, followed by damage source, followed by mana generator, followed by damage source. If you build every single team like that, you'd be perfectly fine in most situations. Yeah, here was a budget one we made for earlier when someone was asking. And it follows that same kind of general... Oops, I already overread it. Never mind. Well, let me go get it back here. It was... what was it again? It was Herdmaster. We needed Azura because we need the thing. We need Queen Titania because we need a damage source, and we need a, that was the final troop I used. There's another damage source of some kind. Green, purple. Oh, it was Baba Yaga for a summon. But it has all the components we need on a Guild War team. Banner would end up being a blue-purple because we need to get Azura. Azura needs to have a +1 because there's a 14 mana cost. Everything that you generally need to give a +1 are troops that have a 4, 7, 10, 11... 14 and 17 mana cost. You generally need to give a +1 mana to them, just so that they get up on a... It will basically save them a turn or 2 if you give them a +1. In the case of Azura, we could 2-turner if we surge, or 3-turner consistently if we don't surge properly. But yeah, it has all the components we need. We have a mana generator plus cleanse as well. We have another mana generator and Dispel. You don't have to have Dispel, but it is pretty handy, especially if you're up against Dawnbringer. But the main component of this, which is useful, is the Explode and the stat reduction. We have Queen Titania as our core damage source. She also extra turns and does Fairy Fire as well for even more damage, though that doesn't work with the stat reduction, but still it's pretty nice. And we have Baba Yaga for summon. You don't have to have summon in Explored, in Guild Wars, but it is nice to have because ending the battle with 4 troops does preserve your score a little bit more. And yeah, you want to try to if you can. It's not that mandatory, but if you keep surviving with everything. But if you find that you are losing troops, it is a good idea to keep a summoner. Not only that, but she has double silence, so it makes for a good disable. She doesn't score as well, just in the fact that she wastes her turn. But she can help preserve your score if you're starting to run behind. You can easily silence and make a comeback. She's also free. This team's actually relatively cheap other than Queen Titania. Azura you get from Merlantis for free from doing the quest line. And Baba Yaga you get for free from Urskea from doing the quest line. So both of them are really easy to obtain troops that are you can get within like an hour or 2 total for both of them, as in like a half an hour each to an hour each. It doesn't take that long at all to obtain both of them if you don't already have them. Anyways, go through that then. And Queen Titania you could just replace with a different damage source if you happen to not have her, though Queen Titania would be best or something similar to her if you do. As you can see, he's pretty much dead already. You know what? We might actually have to use this for Purple Guild War. I was kind of just showing this as a team, but it doesn't seem that bad. Normally, but he killed us on the one. That might be the biggest issue, is our front two slots are pretty flimsy. But yeah, as you can see, it summons. If this was Guild War, we would have preserved most of our points that way. We still would have lost some points because we took a lot of damage, but at least ending with 4 troops on your team does help keep your score up a little bit higher. because it does count how many teams or troops you survive with. It doesn't need to be the same color. In this case, it was, but whatever your summon is does not need to be the same color of the day. It just happened to have worked that way. Could you try Sacred Guardian, Divine Ishbala, Infernus, and the Devoted? Sure, I don't see why not. Let me actually go do that on a different slot, because I kind of want to leave that there, because we're probably going to run it on, like I said, Guild Wars later today. So let me go over the Willow team, because I don't think I'll be using Willow too much more this week. Unless anyone actually specifically wants me to go over a Willow team. But, I don't know, he seems kind of average to me. I was actually expecting it to be a little bit more useful. Where's the Sacred Guardian? Why would you ever use Sacred Guardian? Let me see. Divine Ishbala. Well, I guess it gets the quick start off of that, if nothing else. Divine Ishbala. But yeah, Sacred Guardian tends to not be good in anywhere other than Arena, though it is amazingly good in Arena. It's actually one of the best troops in Arena. Though out of the context of Arena, it's pretty average to below average. Infernus. And... oh, is this full Divine? Pretty sure it is. And... where's the other one? That might be why it's like that. Oh, and Devoted. Okay. Oh, wait, why did Devoted? Do you mean Diviner? Why would you ever use Devoted? You don't need armor for anything. Oh, it's pure yellow. I see. Oh, that's an interesting team. I still don't feel like you need Devoted, though. It's pretty inconsistent at ever doing anything. And you don't need an armor buff. I guess the Cleanse, but you already have Cleanse off Divine Ishbala. So you don't really need that. Also, you're blocking Divine Ishbala. What do we even do for Banner here? Because we can't go double yellow because he's blocking that. I guess we go that one. Well, actually, well, I guess we still go double yellow, but you know. We're not going to be able to get as much value from it initially. Okay. We'll go move over the purple, I guess. Move that over. You'll go throw that down. That's fine. I don't have a drop there, so I'm not going to go for that. Skull, is it worth it? I should probably take away red. We'll go drop that down. And that did help us out. So that's good. He completely misses. We'll go and move that over. Take our extra... oh, okay. That actually was still an extra turn. I didn't see the 3 pair there, but apparently we got the Cascade red that made it go into place, so perfect. Not exactly what I meant to have happen, but at least it still did the exact same thing I wanted it to do. It just did it in a slightly different way. Okay, Devoted. You only create 7, right? Yeah, that's a really small gem spawn, but it could still get us what we need here and there. Though at this current moment it will not, so we'll just go throw this down for, I guess, some damage. We'll throw it on him. He's the bigger threat at the moment. Not to mention he has a slight reflect if we start skull spamming. I guess we'll throw it down on red and then try getting it that way. So we'll get that, get our red down. Ideally that would have gave us Divine Ishbala alignment, though it didn't. So I guess we'll just keep taking reds and other related manas. I guess we'll get that up. Maybe throw it down on red again, if there's enough. You know what? Actually, we have alignment, so we'll go for that. No more red for us. Just go take all the yellows we need. Got double enchants on our 2 most important troops, so that worked out nicely. We'll go do this on purple because there seems to be a lot. We completely miss. Yeah, 7 gem spawn is ridiculously small of a gem spawn. And can easily backfire in Guild Wars. Yeah, we'll take those browns. Grab the purple. Take the blue. Maybe try getting another purple if we can here or there. I guess take it right there. We'll take 2 turns till it gets up. Wow, triple skull out of nowhere. Very nice. We'll kill him out before he gets to do anything. I'll do it off the ability since we don't have any other method. We have Divine Ishbala. No alignment, though. Still throwing it, because we get a couple cascades here and there. Yeah, he'll get a lot of value here. That's to be expected after what we just did. But still not enough to kill through. So we'll go throw this down, get an Infernus of our own next turn. He'll heal us a bunch right there. We'll hit him right back. And we'll go from there. We'll hit him with Infernus. Should get full mana off of that. And down it goes. I guess technically you could get away with that in Guild Wars. I personally wouldn't bother with it, though. That or try finding a replacement for Devoted. Either a Dawnbringer, or if you don't have Dawnbringer, try almost anything other than Devoted. Because out of everything on this team, the Devoted is doing the absolute least to help this team. Sacred Guardian, I'd probably say, would be worth considering a replacement too, but it's at least okay enough that you could probably get away with using it. But Devoted, I would not bother with. Yeah, some kind of replacement. Not sure exactly what, but don't use Devoted. It will, it's not going to function that well. And it's probably just going to help your enemy more than it's even going to help yourself, due to how inconsistent it is. Anyways, back to the Gnome grind. Let me go take my tribute. 6 tribute, that's actually below average. Similar to our Gnome rate right now, is below average. Anyways, I believe we still need 4 more arcanes from this. Oh, oops, I did not mean to use this team against this. I meant to go switch to Sunbird. I guess we'll go play it out. Why not? It's gonna take us like a minute just to win this battle, though. We'll go move that. Take the other one. Take the other skull. Try for a red. Yeah, most teams you would normally use in other game modes are pretty bad in Explorer. Not that they can't win Explorer, but they're a lot slower than what normal Explorer teams would be. Okay, let me switch to the quick team. And there we go. Devoted getting demoted. The wordplay. Okay, we'll go for that. Get that down. Get another firebomb. Get a Sunbird going, or Rowan. Also, thank you, Cyrus Budge, for the subscribe. Much appreciated. But yeah, I guess I'll just have to give out the pity redeem code soon, since we didn't end up getting a single vault key. Normally, whenever the vault event comes out every week, of course you guys know, I would normally give out redeem codes every time we get a vault key. But yeah, 0 vault keys. 0. That is not good. That is also not good. There's a death right there. But yeah, hopefully we'll get at least 1 this weekend. If not, first event ever, Gnome event ever that we got 0. Of course, there's only been 3 so far. But the first one we got like 4 or 5, and the other one we got about 5. So yeah, way below average right now. It's not like our gnome rate's even that lower. If anything, it's almost higher right now, or about the same, one or the other. I guess it could be that I'm not in Explorer as much as I was before, but still. Wouldn't have made that big a difference. We still would have gotten at least like 2 keys by now. You think they nerfed that? No, people are still reporting getting a lot of keys. Like, some people have been doing it about as much as I did and got like 7 or so keys this time around. And of course we were getting about 5 earlier, so that would make sense if someone was able to get 7 off of it that much. I will throw a firebomb down. And there we go. But if anything, they're actually buffing it next patch. That hasn't been 100% confirmed, but there was word on that they would. Yeah, let me remove that timer. I still have it there, fail. Let me close that window. That was there for like 30 minutes or so, just sitting there. I keep forgetting it's up sometimes. The way that it opens on my interface, it actually, it blends right into my interface. There's actually a hole right on the YouTube interface with how I have my screen set up. That's perfect for putting, Arcane Venom. That's one of the reasons we're here. But there's like a perfect hole in the way that everything is set up right now, where the timer fits just perfectly into that hole. It looks like it was made for that timer. It's pretty funny. Wonder where on the map they are going to place the new kingdom. Probably in that one hole all the way to the left, though it doesn't seem that thematic that it would be. The most thematic location where I think they would place it is in the mountains towards the north, or the mountains towards the south, or some kind of mountain somewheres. Hey, another Arcane Venom. That awkward moment when the trait stone is better than the gnome. But yeah, I don't think it'll be here because there's no mountains. The locations where it probably would be there. That's it, right there. That's probably where they're putting it. Right on top of that mountain. Right there. Right next to Blighted Lands, Groshnock, and Dragonclaw. Because it's near Kedar, and it's near Blighted Lands. So it would make sense that it would be in the mountains between the two of them. But yeah, this mountain right there, based on the theme of the kingdom, would make the most sense of any location on this map. The only thing that might not make much sense is it's a lot of ice-related stuff. So maybe it's in this mountain or this mountain. But as far as like the whole undead and everything, it would probably be there. But yeah, you know what? It might not be here because there's a bit of lava here. And it's all ice. It's not, or it's mostly ice-based creatures, like things. So, you know what? It probably is going to be up here. Never mind. But it does have undeads and it does have dwarves. Oh, you know what? It's probably right there then, right above Kazale. It's one of those two locations. It's either that mountain right there or right above Kazale in those mountains kind of area-ish, kind of. Because it's a kingdom of a bunch of dwarves and undead. So that's near Golvania, and well, kind of near Golvania, and it's near Kazale, which is the other dwarf kingdom. But one of the two, it's going to be near. Yeah, I forgot about that. It does have a lot of ice-related stuff, so it would make sense if it was in an ice-ish area. Okay, we'll go ahead and just throw... Oh, no, I just did the PvP again. I better not get a gnome here. Okay, good. I'm just going to retreat at this point. We already know we lost. Let's just speed up the loss right there. Fail. That's the second time I did that this stream. Luckily, this time I didn't have a gnome on it. Because we would have lost it regardless. How much is a new kingdom? 4,000 gold, and then about like 120-ish thousand, somewhere around there, to fully level it. If you have about 130,000 gold, that should be way more than enough to max it out. Or maybe not way more than enough, but I forget the exact value that you need. I really need to memorize that number. But it's 4,000 to buy the kingdom initially, and then you need all the gold to get it to level 10, which is about 130 or so thousand gold. Somewhere around there. So in total, it's about 135,000 in that general ballpark as far as the total amount of gold. It's pretty cheap, or at least for people this late in the game, it's pretty cheap. We have 2.8 million right now. We could easily afford to throw 140,000 at it. What banner do I use on this team? Depends on what I'm going for. Normally +2 purple, +1 red, -1 yellow. Which I believe is what we're using right now. You can either put the banner to Rowan or you can put the banner into Sunbird. I believe I'm putting it into Sunbird currently. Yeah, I'm putting it into Sunbird. +2 purple, +1 red, -1 yellow. There's also a +2 green, +1 blue, -1 something banner if I'm not mistaken. Or it was a +2 blue, +1 green, -1 something. But there is a banner that goes into Rowan as well. I personally just do it into Sunbird though. The reason for this is it makes it so I don't have to switch when I do dungeons. Because it's better to have your mana into Sunbird than Rowan when you're doing dungeons for two reasons. One is your Rowan might take damage, and the other reason is you need to keep casting Sunbird to use as a tank. Because it just makes it easier to survive. You can just keep casting Sunbird every second turn, or every third turn basically, and make sure it never dies. And go down that route. Oh yeah, he dodges everything, doesn't he? Yeah, he does. I never realized that actually dodges it, even if there's only one left. But he does. I need him to either hit us with a skull, or I need him to cast his ability. And down he goes. What's a good gold farming team for PvP? You just got Death Knight armor. Ooh, very nice. As far as gold farming in PvP, pretty much anything that wins the quickest in it. You could go one trophying with this team that we're using right now. Alternatively, you can go down the route of using a big legend and building an entire team around that big legend to try winning as quickly as possible. Some legends that you can do that for are Tesla, Dragon Soul, Yagway, Queen Titania, quite a few. If you have any good red or yellow troop, you can go Alchemist, Moneylender, Goblin Rocket, and whatever that big red or yellow damager is. And that's pretty quick in PvP, regardless of what that damage source is. You can even go double Goblin Rocket, though I don't know how quick that is for long term in the early game. But it would definitely win like 95% of the time, if not higher. The only thing it would lose against is freeze, pretty much. That or people with ridiculously higher stats than you. But yeah. Pretty much anything that you can do around one single troop that gets it a lot of mana real quick. And just completely utilize that. Also, if you have a big mythic, that could work too, like Worldbreaker and Furnace or something. But you could easily do it with the big legends if you don't have any. It does require one or the other, though, to win PvP very quick. Because most of the higher damage sources are under legends and mythics. Not all of them, but a good majority of the ones that you would run for PvP are. Why do I not play my team with Ogrin to farm gnomes? Yes, we can get single cast Sunbird for it if we replace out both the firebombs. The reason I double firebomb is just a lot more consistent. All I have to do is just simply double cast it and then kill. Or single cast and then kill. Whereas with an Ogrin, sometimes you do not win. Or sometimes you do not get all of your mana on your either or when you throw an Ogrin into the team. And it also, if you're only running a single Sunbird and no Rowan, so if you're doing something like Sunbird, Ogrin, double Firebomb, the issue that this ends up bringing is you don't have a way to clean up the enemy after you cast. So let's say they have a 100% chance to go revive something, like let's say the that one guy that has it, or a 25% chance of necromancy thing or anything like that. There's no way to clean it up easily if you're running an Ogrin version, which overall basically brings the team to the same speed. While it wins slightly quicker on average per battle, you're going to be slowed down every single time they revive. And while a good majority of battles, you will not have any of them reviving, it slows you down a pretty decent amount when it does occur. Especially on kingdoms that do revive a lot more often. This kingdom barely has any. Actually, I don't think we really found anything other than that Merlantis guy being annoying. The Undyne. But, yeah, it's the main reason why I use this team. It's just also a lot more consistent to get mana. So let's say we barely got any mana. We can just throw a second one down and then something will get full mana. And then we just clean them out that way. I just prefer how this team functions. Well, it might technically be slightly slower than an Ogrin version. And I believe it's also slightly slower than a Farce Guardian version. While that is the case, I still prefer using it. Just because it's more bearable when you're using it for hours on end compared to the other two. Or at least I feel like it is. Okay, if we don't get the key in the next 10 minutes, we're handing out a code. But hopefully we will. But yeah, so far, worst luck I've ever seen on getting these. Absolute worst luck. Okay, well, let's go throw the firebomb down. Get that going. Get another firebomb. As you can see, double firebomb is pretty much always full mana. Also gives you 2 chance for extra turns too. Not like that makes much of a difference if you just kill them off in 1, but still. And technically, Elspeth can get even quicker. The biggest issue with Elspeth, it has an even bigger problem when things revive or survive or stuff like that. Because you only ever get 1 shot with her. Yeah, we'll go throw that in there. And down it goes. The other problem with Elspeth is she doesn't have any guarantee mana. At least with a Firebomb, you're guaranteed to get yourself at least a few mana. Even if the Cascade and everything else goes horrible, you still get at least a little bit. With Elspeth, if she misses completely, you get 0 mana and you just wasted a turn. It's like you're not even using her. It's like you started without any empowered on your team when you miss with her. But of course, you could do something like throw an Elspeth into an Ogrin into a Sunbird and do it down that route. And other similar teams related to that, like with Rowan or any other combination. But the biggest issue with that, of course, is it has no guarantee mana. Firebomb at minimum is going to be giving you at least a little bit of red, plus it has Cascade chances, plus it has the mana that accumulates from the explosions around it. Whereas Elspeth is, if she completely misses, you get nothing. While she does generally gain more mana than a Firebomb will, it's a lot more inconsistent, but is technically quicker. At least that, as far as its quickest win. I think over the course of an hour, it's actually about the same speed, or possibly even slower than what we're using now. It's hard to really get good time estimates for most of these, mainly because they finish within seconds of each other. So it's hard to get a realistic timing of them. Because every single time, it just comes down to a couple seconds, and it could just be down to human error. But for the most part, anything that if you can win above 3 times per minute in Explore, whatever team you're using is fine. It doesn't really matter. If you're winning over 3 per minute, you're not really getting much quicker than that. While it is technically possible to get a little bit quicker than that, it's that's good enough that getting any quicker isn't going to make too huge a difference. So whatever team you prefer that does 3 wins per minute or more is what you should be using for Explorer. Elspeth Rowan, double array. Yep, that would work perfectly fine. Assuming she hits. I used to use something pretty similar to that as well. I forget like specifically what troop I used to use with it. What did I feed into? Oh yeah, I did it with some kind of brown troop into something else. Was it Bombot? Yeah, I think I used to do one-shot Bombot. Because one nice thing about one-shot Bombot is it has a follow-up that you can automatically end up getting two things. One black manacles, which you can get off your hero. The other is it still does 2 explosions. So let's say you lose, you don't kill it with the thing. Like let's say it was to revive on something or some kind of other weird thing. Like it survives on 25%, or let's say he is submerged and it doesn't kill it, or some other kind of combination of things that could be annoying that slows it down. He ends up doing 2 explosions, so those 2 explosions could get you additional mana, or could get you your black manacle, or could do any number of things that could basically kind of be like what a firebomb helps you with. But it actually has follow-up for when those situations get bad, which is why I used to use it. But yeah, I believe it was Elspeth, Bombot, Black Manacle, and that one +5 brown troop that gives +5 to all allies that are brown. That was the team I used to use. I don't currently use it anymore, but that was what I used to use. It's actually slower, I believe, over the course of an multiple time. Because we have tested it extensively in the past. I believe it was 2.5 win average. It might have been up to 3, but it was nowhere near 3.5. Its quickest possible win was quicker than what we're currently using, but its average win was slower overall. Let's see. Gnomes with vault keys, all watching that new superhero movie. I know, right? Didn't that just come out today? I mean, yesterday? Yeah, I don't really follow anything Marvel related, so haven't really been paying much attention to it. Actually, what movies am I looking forward to that are coming up soon? There aren't really that many that I can think of. And most of them, I believe, are a little bit more down the line. Let's see. Incredibles... Actually, most of them are all sequels. They need to stop, like, sequeling to deaf things and start making original animations. But, Toy Story 4, How to Train Your Dragon 3, and Incredibles 2. All sequels. But, I am looking forward to a lot of them. Especially Incredibles 2. I believe that's actually, this year? Later this year? I actually forget when that is. But, they've been needing to make a sequel for that for ages. Incredibles 1, as most of you probably know, was left on quite a cliffhanger kind of at the end. As if, yeah, we're definitely making a sequel to this eventually is basically how it ended. Yet, it took them, like, what, a decade before they finally got around to it. Okay, let's go and throw, fire bombs down. Get Sunbird in there. Dead. Oh, good, he didn't have Submerge, because he didn't have the trait. You've got 2 vault keys. Nice, yesterday. But you keep getting them, as you said, the other day. Are you doing it right? Wait, what? But you keep them, as you said, the other day. Well, you can either keep them or use them. It's still perfectly fine to use them right now. We don't know what's happening to them next patch, if they're getting buffed, nerfed, or staying exactly the same. So I'm personally keeping mine. They could be nerfed, who knows? They could be buffed, which is probably what's happening, but we don't know for sure. But them buffing it doesn't necessarily mean they're actually getting buffed. Sometimes they'll buff it, but it's a buff, and it doesn't actually get improved. It will probably become nerfed in their buff, but just because they call it a buff doesn't necessarily mean it is one. But, yeah, bottom line, we don't know what's happening with them. I'm personally saving mine, because regardless if there is a chance of that they will be changing, I want to save them so that we at least have some keys to throw immediately to basically see the data on it. Well, not immediately. I'll be throwing them likely next Gnome event. Not this one, which is currently active, but the next month one. I'll probably be throwing every vault key I have, and we'll be doing a video for it. So hopefully they'll have a new drop table by then, but yeah. Now it's perfectly fine to throw them. You can do either or, doesn't really matter. Either throw them now or wait till next patch and see what happens and wait till next month's Gnome event. Though if you do wait that long, you're going to have to wait till like the end of April or early January. I mean early June. I mean, early May. No, early June. I was right. Never mind. Yeah, either late May or early June. Hey, Arcane Venom. I believe that's the last Venom we needed for 160. Inventory. Nope, one off. And then we need to go to Swamps, because I believe we're at 155 or 156 on them. Yeah, 155. Eventually we'll reach base 200, but that's still a little bit away. Anyways, let's see if we get the last one. Okay, since we're probably not going to get a Vault Key, we'll give out the next redeem code when we hit the next Arcane. Or the next Vault Key, if he gives us a Vault Key. Never mind, we might actually reach a Vault Key first. Whichever one happens first. Next Vault Key or next Arcane. We'll give out the next redeem code. Alright, we'll go throw that down. Come on, Vault Key, please. No, well, at least it's not a horrible drop. But still, that's not the best drop. I'll throw a firebomb down. Get a Rowan in there. And dead. Oh yeah, it's actually the first redeem. We're only giving out one today. Probably because I'm giving out one either tomorrow night, or I mean tonight or tomorrow night, one or the other. Well, I'll still probably have two today, or at least two this weekend. It's just I'm only giving out one to stream, most likely. I likely am going to be cutting down Friday and Saturdays down to one code, just so we can give them out on other streams. I don't know if any of you have been noticing, but I have been trying to give it out a little bit more during the other streams. But yeah, I'm just trying to spread them out a little bit more instead of having them all concentrated on Friday, Saturday, like we have been. It's still going to be the same amount of codes. If anything, it's probably going to be even more codes given out total. But it's going to be more spread out than it currently is right now. Alright, we'll go throw down the firebomb. I watched them both drop at the same time. That would be hilarious. I wish it would. If it drops on the same time, I'll seriously give like 2 redeem codes if it does. Though that is really unlikely. If that seriously happens, I will give 2 redeem codes. But that is near impossible. The amount of luck we would need for that to occur would be insane. The amount of luck we would need for even one of them to occur would be insane. Oh, here it is. You never know. Please give us a Vault Key already. Come on. Ah, 100 souls. And it's also not an Arcane. Hey, a map. That's almost better than what a gnome gives. Actually, technically the reward from doing a map is more than a gnome. Though the problem is it takes time to use a map, whereas a gnome is instant. PS4 cannot use redeem codes, unfortunately. It only works on PC mobile. It does not work on console versions. Oops, it revived. How do we kill that out? Let's take the right over. Apparently this team doesn't have much of a follow-up either. This is the big issue I'm normally referring to with Explore teams. Most teams do not have a proper follow-up to deal with this. Normally this team does, because the other one tends to have full mana when that happens, but in that case Rowan was 2 mana short, so it didn't happen. Oh, we'll go through a firebomb down. There's some bird in there. Let's go take that brown, why not? I don't know why I did that. See, extra turn, must take it. He's actually gonna get Elspeth off. Luckily it's not anything important, and down it goes. Yeah, unfortunately I cannot make it so they work on console. That's completely in their hands, and they don't do it because there's a policy confliction on console version that basically prevents them from doing it on PC or on PS4 or Xbox One. But yeah, they've tried doing it in the past and tried getting it passed, but they have not been able to. Like, they can easily implement it, it's just they're not allowed to implement it. If they ever figure out a legal way to get it done, they will be doing it. Though, obviously, that's not their priority at all. But maybe eventually it'll happen. Hopefully soon after PC Mobile gets daily events, it'll happen. Because currently, the way that console basically gets redeem codes right now, even though they're technically not redeem codes, is through daily events. It's the one feature that PC Mobile does not have that console does. You basically get daily tasks and you get resources for doing those daily tasks. I don't believe it's that much, but it's about as much as a redeem code would pretty much give you throughout, and you wouldn't even need to go to any location to get it. You just automatically have it there. But eventually, I believe not this patch, but the following patch or soon after, they are planning on adding daily events to the game, to PC Mobile, and probably revamping how it is on console. But yeah, soon after they do that, hopefully they'll try looking into that again, because that would make it so console would be getting less resources than PC Mobile. Though technically someone who doesn't claim redeem codes on PC Mobile is getting less resources than someone on console. I will go throw that down. It's not that big a difference, but it's still a slight difference. Oh, Arcane Venom! Redeem code time. I did say when we get one or the other, and that is one. Not the other though, unfortunately, but better than nothing. So let's go give out the redeem code then. Redeem code. Oh, this other one I want to save for when pets come out, because it's somewhat pet related. It's not actually pet related, but it's pet related enough that I'm going to keep it there. Let's see. Let's go with this one, even though I don't even use her at all. So we'll go copy that, use that one, double check that it works. Boom, boom, tab, I'm not a robot, enter. Sorry, this code does not exist. What? Salty! Salty! Okay, apparently I might be giving 2 redeem codes, because the last time this happened when it said it didn't exist, it actually did exist, but it had a delay on actually claiming it. Sorry, this code does not exist. Okay. Well, I'll still post it. Let me know if this worked for you guys. I'm not going to put it below me yet. Well, apparently we might be getting 2 codes, because this code might work a little bit later and just be a bit delayed. So maybe we do have 2 codes. But yeah, go try that and try it again later if it doesn't work for you now. But yeah, Gems of Mab with 2 B's. Let me see. GEMSOFMABB. Yeah, it is 10 long. It should be a code. Gems of Mab. It should work, but it's not working. And I don't think she would have given out that code. But you never know. Let me make sure there's no extra spacebar there. Nope, no extra spacebar, no extra nothing. Make sure there's no spacebar there. Redeem. Sorry, this redeem code does not exist. Interesting. Well, apparently we all have 2 codes today. Didn't work? Okay, well, double check that code later. It'll probably work. So let me go give out another code then. This one better work. I'll give out one of the random ones. There's pretty much no chance that she used this one. Okay, hopefully this one is a code. Copy that. Save it so we know we used it. Put that there. Put that there. I'm not a robot. Click redeem. That code worked. Okay, this one definitely worked. But yeah, definitely double check the one that I just posted in chat. It'll probably work later. But here's the actual code for you guys to go use. Let me go put it in the interface as well. But yeah, there it is. That one will definitely work. That one of a bunch of random letters and numbers. Let's see. And then let's go put the rename code in there. Put it right there. Get rid of that. Don't need the link there. Oops, I just got rid of this 2. Fail. I think that was 2. And there it is. All nice and centered, kind of. And that's that. But yep, there's the redeem code, everyone. For any of you that are want to go use it, you can use it on gemsofwar.com underneath the game code section. If you're on PC and mobile, you'll be able to go and go claim that. Gives the same resources as always: 2 treasure maps, 1 gem key, 200 souls, and 2,500 gold. Your invite code can be found underneath the settings menu. Whatever your game says there is what you put in. Redeem code is below as well as in chat if you just want to go copy paste it. Link is in chat, and if it doesn't work, just click on the game code section there, or go to gemsofwar.com and then click game code, either or. And as I mentioned, gives the same reward as always: 2 treasure maps, 1 gem key, 200 souls, 2,500 gold, and only works on PC mobile. Does not work on console, unfortunately. And we get nothing out of it. Fail. Anyways, back to the grind. So we finished out our arcane grind, if I'm not mistaken. That was actually the last arcane we needed. That was the whole reason why we even gave out the code. Because that was the milestone, at least. Let's see, did we reach it? Yeah, that's the milestone. So let's go and get, I guess, green blue up. But yeah, hopefully we find a vault key while we do the last little bit of that. And let's go grind the green blues now. Yeah, this kingdom has a decent amount of green too, apparently. Everywhere I need a farm has a decent amount of green blue. Also, thank you, Sismon Boris, for the subscribe. Much appreciated. I'll throw a sunbird in there, and down it goes. Hey, that's way better than your PS4 daily quest. But yeah, we don't give them out daily, though. Almost daily. I also have to keep in mind that most people don't actually get access to them that quickly. I happen to, because I give out a lot of them. But a good majority of people wouldn't be claiming that many redeem codes. There's quite a few people on PC Mobile that probably claim 0 codes. You have to keep in mind, there's several... there's, at like, minimum upwards of 100,000 players on it. Yet, there's only about 200 claims on the code. So a very, very small percent, like not even 1% of people in the game even redeem the codes. So it's a pretty small fraction of people that actually play. Whereas the daily events everyone on console has access to. It's one of the reasons why they don't mind giving out codes as much. Because it's a really small portion of the game. Them doing like a daily event that gives you like a few thousand gold is more resources coming into the game than them giving out a redeem code. As weird as that may seem. Simply because there's so many more people that have access to that daily event. Whereas there's so few people that actually have access to the redeem code thingy. In comparison. Alright, we'll go throw that down. Did it already expire? I literally just posted it. Well, we do have like 100-something viewers when we posted it. I think we're like at, what, like 120 or something? Somewhere around there. But, yeah, it does happen. I think it has like, what, 200 claims or something? Somewhere around there. So it does go pretty quick if we have like 100 viewers on stream or more. It doesn't last that long, unfortunately. There's a possibility she may have made them lower claims too. If she made it 150, that would also explain why it expired so quickly. Normally they're around 200 or so though. They can vary from time to time. And she never tells me how many claims they have either, for the most part. I already generally know. But unless she specifically states it, they're somewhere around like 150 to 300. We'll go move that over. Throw a firebomb down. She mentions code being only 150. Her bigger codes are normally 150. The standard codes are normally 200, though. And the standard code is the 2 treasure maps, 1 gem key, 200 souls, 2,500 gold. The better codes that are normally 150 are things like the ones that have minor trait stone in it, or runic trait stones and stuff like that. The codes that she sometimes hands out. She can make those for me, too, if I specifically request, but I can only do it for special occasions. Hey, another arcane. Nice, and 20,000 gold on top of it. That's, I believe, the biggest gold drop we got so far. I think, did we get 20,000 earlier? I forget if we did. Yeah, we did. We got one 20,000 earlier. Got 10,000 as well. We only got one 10,000, but two 20,000s, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, 20,000 into an arcane. That's actually a really good double drop right there. Not the best thing to get off a gnome, but definitely nowhere near the worst. Let's go throw a Rowan in there. And kill it with Sunbird. And down it goes. Crowler mentioned being able to see the names of people who use the code. No. I have no way of checking that. The devs might. But to my knowledge, I have no way of checking to see who used the code. Let's see. We'll go and throw a firebomb down. Get another firebomb down. And down it goes. Yes, code is that max uses already. It died in like 3 minutes, I think. It did not take that long. People were prepared like the entire time because they kind of knew around this time that we'd be doing it. Because we didn't end up getting a vault key. So it was only a matter of time before we handed it out. And normally I end at about 3 hours or so. And that would be in about 15 minutes or so. But if you guys still want me to cover anything, just let me know and we'll definitely answer it all. Anything good in event chests this week? Yes. Event chests currently have KrissTigger, the new Willow, and what's her name? Tween Aurora. Definitely worth it to try to get one copy of KrissTigger if you don't already have it. Maybe possibly worth it to get one copy of Willow as well, particularly if you're a newer player, just because Willow has a really nice boost ratio, which works quite well earlier you are in the game. Other than that, the next thing you would save event keys for is... Actually, when is the next time you throw event keys? Next time you throw event keys is probably going to be New Kingdom event. We don't currently know when that will be, but that will probably be the next best value to throw your event keys, because you'll be able to get a bunch of troops that have Doomskull mechanics. Also, if I recall correctly, the best true troops from the next kingdom are the 2 legends in the kingdom, which makes sense. But yeah, the 2 next legends that are coming from the next kingdom are going to be insanely good in their current state. They might rebalance them some, but we'll have to see exactly what's up with them. But yes, the 2 new kingdom legends, definitely want to save some event keys for that. Probably a few hundred. So depending on how many you have, you'd probably want to start saving for that now, if you don't gain that many per week. I think I'm up to like, what, 89 right now, mainly because I threw a lot for Willow this week. I think we cost us like 250. But yeah, all my event keys right now are being saved for next kingdom being released. Or for the next kingdom event. Do keep in mind, the kingdom probably going to be released on Friday, but the event key drop table for it won't be re-updated till Monday, because of wouldn't be in the event keys. It would still be the previous event when it comes out. So do keep that in mind. Also, thank you, Chuck, for the subscribe. Much appreciated. I'll go throw a Sunbird in there and go from there. But yeah, that's why I'm saving my event keys for at this point. Of course, most of them were buried down from Willow, but I think we have 89, like I said. Yeah, 89 at the moment. We get a decent amount per week, and I believe that brings us to about 300 or so by the time he gets released. The New Kingdom, that is. New Kingdom's coming a few weeks after next patch. And next patch should be probably next week if all goes well. So how are we doing in Guild Wars right now? Oh no, we're 19th, but we have one person that has done 0 battles, so hopefully they'll do their battles. If not, well, I definitely need to kick him regardless, but definitely if he doesn't do his battles, I need to. There's probably a few other people's too that have been doing really underperforming, but I'll look into that later. Anyways, let's see. Been so hesitant to like clear through a bunch of people, but it is something I need to go do soon. Not that many people, just a few. I think there's like 3 or 4 of them or so. And it's mainly newer recruits anyways, for the most part. Because sometimes we're in a rush to get new people, but then we never like replace out the older new people, or the newer people that we probably should have. Because sometimes you just don't have enough time to recruit properly. Not to mention there's sometimes not enough people to even find to recruit. Let's see. Because a good majority of late game players already have a guild. Like people who are playing on a regular basis for a couple hours per day pretty much already have a designated guild, so they're not really looking for a new guild. It's mainly the newer players that come in that really need a better guild. But it's hard to really gauge which one of them are actually active or not. Or at least initially, anyways. Hello, Alfie. Welcome. Oh, we'll go throw that down. Get another firebomb. Get Rowan in there. And dead. But yeah, this is gonna maybe be our first Gnome event with 0 Vault keys. That is so depressing. The whole reason for this event is to get Vault keys, and we're about to get 0 Vault keys. Alright, we'll throw that down. Are you, for the most part, have a full guild, and if you recruit new recruits, up to what levels are you willing to accept? We've accepted as low as like level 300 as long as they're active. As long as they're active and they have at least like base legends and stuff. Ideally, we'd want like level 1000 plus that are like 1000 that can do like a few million contributed and play like a couple thousand PvP. That's actually the first 500 souls we got. Especially with the pets coming into the game, it's we definitely want to try at least trying to find people that do like 500 trophies, if not 1000 plus. I know I personally don't even normally do 500 trophies though. I really need to start doing PvP a bit more. It hasn't been as much a need, mainly because the main resource you get from it is gold, and you only need so much gold. But Starting next patch, that'll probably be a little bit bigger to go do. Anyways, currently we're only at 399. Yeah, I think my average is around like 450 per week or so. Somewhere around there. I don't normally play most of my time in PvP. A good majority of my time is spent in Explore, and that's pretty much it. Pretty much just Explore if I'm going to be doing anything. I don't know why I still do it that much. It's mainly just because I find it a lot calmer and just easier to do while doing other stuff. Also, given that's a Gnome event, of course, we'd want to be doing it for that purpose, at least this week. So there's actually a real reason to do it this weekend. 100 souls! 500 souls followed by 100 souls. So I already burned through 2 waters so far this morning. I need to go get another water. I'm all out of water. Luckily we're ending the stream soon though. But yeah, I'm all out of water. I'm not gonna bother ending it just to go get a water though right now. Troll the Gems of War chat? I'm not gonna troll the chat. What, say that we have a redeem code and then it has 0 redeems and they all come here, it's like, hey, the code is dead. But no, I'm not gonna troll chat. I will say hello to everyone though. Hello, everyone. There we go. Let's see what we guys replies. Let's see. Did we get any replies yet? I should have kept the faded text on the board. We could have seen it. Actually, we still can. Let me see. Where's the thing for it? Should be good enough. There we go. Senpai. Let's see. Oh, that's so hard to see the rest of everything. Let's see. Yeah, it's mainly just highs being sent back to us. What's really annoying about this is it actually has 100% opacity that you could do when you're actually in a battle, which doesn't make any sense at all. Like, it looks like the chat is up even when it's down. So, for example, if I go and open this real quick when we go into this next page, we can go and put it so it's like this. We can put it all the way up to max capacity and then get rid of this window. Oh, wait, never mind. Did they fix it so it actually has some fade? Never mind. I think they might have added some fade to it. Oh, yeah, they did. Never mind. Oh, sweet. That's not a thing anymore. They actually fixed it ages back, apparently, at some point. Cool. Okay. Oh, someone just got Queen Aurora, too. Congrats, Swiper. Let's see. Mainly just hellos. I don't think anyone's asking me anything. Any news on new updates is? Next update is probably next week at some point, if all goes well. Though no date has been confirmed. I think some people are stalking me. Okay. Oh, am I streaming? Oh, yes, still streaming. Yes, I am still streaming for a bit. Ending soon, TM though. Tacet there on YouTube if anyone interested. Let's see, there we go. Anyways, let's throw a firebomb down. A question. The, what do you say that? Difficult level is the better is the loot? No. Difficulty doesn't always boost the, loot. It depends what game mode you're really doing and what difficulty you would end up using for it. For normal, well, for one, there's areas within the game where you can't use difficulty, like, for example, in, most PvP situations, or mainly in places like, let's say, Guild Wars, as well as in normal ranked PvP, you cannot use difficulties. But you can use it in casual PvP, which is sometimes used for gold farming. You can use it within Explore for soul farming, with soul farming teams. You can also use it within challenges for either XP farming or soul farming. But those are the only few instances where you'd really ever use difficulty. In most other instances, you're basically needlessly making things more difficult. Oh, there is one other instance too. The challenges that have those little souls at the end of them, when you do them for the first time ever, you get a little soul casket from them, and it's generally a good idea to do them on Warlord 3 or Warlord 4 difficulty if you're capable of doing so, mainly because you end up getting more resources overall, and since they can only ever be claimed once, you generally want to do it on the highest difficulty you possibly can win it at a decent rate. Or decent speed, I mean by a decent rate. But yeah, difficulty does increase the resources. You can see it by clicking on the little screen there. If I go over to the casual PvP area, or into anywheres actually, let's just throw it in Explore. It shows you what the resources increase by. So if you click this, it tells you what the difficulty increases by. So hard difficulty, you can see 10% EXP, 10% gold, 25% souls, and so on and so forth. This one is Warlord 1. There's no way to actually see both of them at once, which is kind of weird. But you see Warlord 2. Warlord 3 at 100% bonus, but you or to the troop stats, but 75% extra XP, 75% extra gold, and 100% extra gold, and then all the way at the max of 200%, which only gives you 25% more, but it doubles the stats. Generally, the most commonly used ones are hard difficulty, because it barely does any increase to them, but it gives you 25% extra soul gain. The Warlord 2 difficulty, this is generally used for soul farming, mainly because it gives you the max capacity of soul gain, while still being able to win at a decent rate, which is the Warlord 2, that is. Warlord 3 is sometimes used for EXP farming because it will give you the best EXP rates. Same as Warlord 2 for the most part, but you end up getting 75% from this and 50% from that. The other thing that this is used other than EXP farming is occasionally for, like I said, for challenges. It's sometimes used for soul farming in that regard. It's normally not used for standard soul farming teams though, unless you're using a Fair Shra related team. And Warlord 4 is very rarely ever used because it's 100% additional stats for only 25% additional gain. Though this is sometimes occasionally used in casual PvP if using a Great Maul, because you'd be able to get 25% additional gold while still winning the battle at basically the exact same rate you would normally be able to win it at. But yeah, very rarely would that game mode be used. It's mainly Warlord 2, Warlord 3, and Hard, which are used the most often, other than Normal, of course. Normal, you would just said if you don't have any inclination to increase your resources. Do keep in mind, trait stones are the exact same drop rate regardless of difficulty. The only thing that increases is gold, souls, and EXP. Trait stone has no effect based on difficulty. It used to, but it doesn't anymore. There is zero effect on trait stones based on difficulty. It has no effect on it. Only gold, souls, and EXP get affected. Yeah, for the most part, you don't really need to deal with it. Very, very occasionally would you ever bring it out. And for the most part, the only realistic thing it ever really gets used for is soul farming. In most other circumstances, you would never really need to use it. Hello, Tristan. Welcome. Yeah, right now we're on a vault key grind. We've gotten 0 vault keys today. We've gotten 0 vault keys this event. It's the lowest amount of vault keys we've ever gotten for farming this long. We're 6 hours farming it now. Actually, almost 7 at this point. Without actually getting one. Total across yesterday and today. There we go, we'll throw a Sunbird in there. Get that killed. Down it goes. You came up with a variant of the Ishbala Infernus for passive souls in PvP. Give it a shot. Ishbala, Infernus, Ketris, Fair Shra. Do you even need the Ketris? You might as well just go like double Fair Shra at that point. Or Dragon Soul Fair Shra. Or something to feed Souls Fair Shra. Isn't Fair Shra divine, if I'm not mistaken? Because you could roll double of it. I don't know if you have double of it. But, we can give it a shot. I've never actually bothered doing that in PvP yet. It'd probably be slow and wouldn't really give us much gnomes, but it would give us a lot of souls, that is for sure. So let's go try it real quick. We'll go up against this team. Initially, it would do very little damage, but it would... Oh, yeah, I forgot. Let me go do the other one. I want to use that for Guild War tonight. I keep showing it to people. I might as well do it myself and see what it actually scores. I keep showing people it to go use it, but I haven't actually used it myself in the actual Guild War battle. So we'll go see what it does tonight and see if it is indeed worth using. So far, it's been working really well in PvP, but that doesn't mean it will work good in Guild Wars. Because, of course, in Guild Wars, they're specifically trying to counter you. Anyways, let's go throw a double Fair Shra here. Oops, it won't let me type. Double Fair Shra. So we'll go throw those in there. And you are Divine, right? Yeah, it is indeed a Divine, so it does start with half mana. What do we need? We need minus green. Technically, our banner's already correct. I don't even need to change it. It's already perfect. Don't need to change anything about this. That is every color except green, right? Yeah. That's 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, that's every color except green. Okay, let's go, and I guess yellow. Take that. See what he does. Take a red or a yellow or purple or both or everything. We do have skull alignment, so I will go for it. Wish we would have got a yellow from it. Luckily, that's just sitting there. Fair Shra, you do have alignment, so we'll go poke with you. Now we have double Fair Shra. Oh wow, this could actually have a lot of potential. Kill that out. Kill that out. Let me take that red first. Double check board, looks fine. Take that out, you're the bigger threat. Throw Infernus down. I don't know if we got lucky or what, but wow, that worked well. New meta. New soul farming meta. No, it's actually not that quick compared to other soul farming teams, but for being able to win PvP at that decent of a speed while still gaining that many souls is actually really nice. 440 souls per battle, plus a treasure map. Well, obviously that's not consistent, but 440 souls is the consistent part of it. That's actually not too bad, especially for how quickly it won. I don't know if we can consistently keep doing that. That seemed a little bit of a lucky battle. Could have been an outlier. I'll go give it a couple shots. That's actually really decent if you can keep consistently doing that. I don't have any drops here, so I'll just go for the green, I guess. We don't actually use green, but I need to deny green. Oh, actually, technically, we use the green for it to convert, so I guess I shouldn't deny green. We kind of need it in a way, indirectly. Okay, alignment's still there, so I'm going to go for that. That gives us more yellow for Fair Shras, so that they have alignment. Well, he doesn't have alignment. I still might throw it just to get it down. Yeah, still no alignment, but we get mana and we get everything else. Plus, we still get a kill, so worth it for that, just to clear him out. He gets a bunch of stuff out of it too, but oh well. Throw Infernus down, see if we have Ishbala. Almost got Fair Shra back up. We got enchant on one of them too, which is nice. Do we go for full mana? I guess so. I don't have alignment for it. You know what? Skull, do we take it? No, I'm just gonna go for mana. So go grab that. Go hit it for a free turn and then double kill. And then that's that. Yeah, I might need to consider using this then for passive PvP while soul farming. That's not too bad. That's like, what, a minute and a half for a decent amount of souls and still getting the PvP battle done. Let's see. Let's say we do 2 minutes per battle. What does that come out to? Let's say on average 3k, 6 glory, and just calculate all that out. I'm not calculating out EXP. I don't know why they still keep showing a value there, yet they have no way to show your total EXP value. They keep showing, like, EXP number there, but there's no number to see your total EXP, so that number is completely irrelevant. But anyways, 6 times 30... So about 180 glory, 3,000 times 30, 90,000 gold, and 440 times 30, and 13,200 souls. That actually would be a little bit low, but that's assuming we win only once every 2 minutes. I believe we actually could win quicker than that with this, though we'll have to find out. Yeah, that doesn't seem too bad. Could gain a lot more from actually specifically soul farming, but no, it's definitely worth considering. Okay, what do we have here? Go take the brown to red to everything else. We'll go take a drop. We'll go try maybe into a purple, get a yellow, go from there. What else do we really have to move? I guess we'll just take a purple. Get Ishbala up some. Go for a yellow to get both of them. Oh, I didn't surge. And we don't have alignment either. So it's not worth going for. We'll just go get Infernus down. We don't have him aligned, so we're not going to bother with it. We don't have either of them aligned. So we'll just wait it out. Now we do, so we'll go and poke him. Since he's kind of blocking our skulls, we'll go hit him again with a Fair Shra if we can get it up. I believe we can here. Or not, never mind. I guess we'll just Infernus. That should get it full mana. Can't do anything with skulls. Oh, hello. Or we could just take all the purple. That's definitely full mana. Now we'll go grab that. And now we can start poking him again. Take the red. And take the skull. Does it just keep wanting to give us stuff? Fortunately, that'll give him way too much purple if I go for it now. So I think I clear out the board and then go from there. Oh, you know what? Never mind. Divine Ishbala. This is... I know he has 50% reduction, but it's still going to work out. So we'll do that. I didn't get alignment off it, though. I was kind of hoping we would. So we'll just throw Infernus in. Hoping that would kill him out. Didn't hit the right targets, though. I guess we'll just finally cast this and just kill it out already. So we'll go do that. Now, then we'll go kill out the other thing that uses purple, just so we don't have to deal with it. And that's that. And... oh, no. I needed that. Oh, well, we can still easily kill it. Not that big a deal. Throw Infernus at it. Dawnbringer is going to be annoying since we have all single targets. Well, technically Infernus isn't, but I guess we'll have to throw Infernus first then, because that's going to be the easiest way to get rid of his barrier. And then we throw Infernus, that kills hero. And then kills out the other as soon as we take a poke. And yeah, we'll go take that. Get an Infernus down. And that's it. Yeah, not too bad. Not too bad for PvP farming. Especially for 3. Or for 3 trophies, I mean. You wonder if based on gameplay and resources, they reduce the amount of vault keys you might get while grinding. Example 4 vault keys. Wonder if based on gameplay and resources, might reduce... No, I don't think so. Though there might be a chance that they reduce the amount of vault key chance based on how many vault keys you have. I do know of games that do, basically on like their better keys that they have, they basically, to prevent someone from just like spamming them like crazy, they basically drop their rate, their drop rate whenever you have multiple of them, to a degree where it basically becomes 0% once you have so many, X amount of them. But I don't believe that is implemented in the game, or in Gems of War. I believe we're just getting really unlucky. But who knows? I'll have to ask them later. But yeah, anyways, we're either getting really bad luck or maybe they do have something. Who knows? But anyways, guys, that'll probably be ending it out for now. How can you get a better than green characters? I don't know what you're asking there, Superman. How can I get better than green characters? I did not know what you're asking. But let me know, and then I'll go answer that question. But yeah, does anyone else have any last-minute questions you want to ask? Because I will be heading out for right now. We'll be back in 7 hours from now at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time to go do the Guild Wars and all that. It is Purple Day, if I'm not mistaken, today. Well, yes, it is. I'm wearing a purple shirt. It is indeed Purple Day. But, yes, so we'll be messing with that. Oh, green. Oh, you mean rare rarity. Oh, okay, I see. You get them up by ascending them. Every single troop can be ascended. You do this by... Oh, I don't have any examples because I have everything upgraded, don't I? Okay, I don't have any example. But let's see if I can find one that's not mythic. So, for example, we have an Autumn Imp here. To be able to get this guy from Legend to Mythic, what we would have to do is ascend him. You click on Ascension, and then you basically use extra copies of the card to get it to its next rarity. You would do the same thing with rares. You do the same thing with every single card. It doesn't matter when you ascend it. Ascending at any point still keeps all the cost of the card at the base rarity, as well as how common it is at its base rarity. The only thing this does is it allows you to level it higher. It also gives some stats as you ascend it. But, yeah, you need to get extra copies of it and then ascend. Do not disenchant your extra copies. Always ascend them. Disenchanting is pretty useless. Do keep that in mind. So don't ever really do that. As you can see, we get 2.6 million souls, but that's mainly because we've been accumulating them for years. But don't ever disenchant. It's actually a really big waste. Unless you have everything like mythic to 4 copies. That's the only time you should really ever disenchant, if even then. But, yeah, do not disenchant. Always ascend. Ascend is the thing you should be doing, not disenchanting. But that's how you get them higher. You ascend them with additional copies. You would need to get additional copies of it from keys and such, but that is how you get them higher. It lets you level them higher. A common will go up to level 15, rares, which is that green one, up to 16, ultra rares to 17, epics to 18, legends to 19, and mythics to 20, which is max level. But yeah, that's how you get them higher. Let's see. How long you play and grind in the game, they might reduce good drops. Well, I do it in segments, so I don't think that would make much of an impact even if they did do that. Because I play it in segments here and there throughout the day. So, yeah, I don't think that would make too big a difference. You got all his vault keys. You got 5 keys while watching the stream. Really? Stop stealing all my vault keys. We got 0, and we still have 0. This entire event, we've gotten 0. Anyways, guys, as I mentioned, I'll be heading out for now. See you all in about 7 hours if you're still stopping by. Other than that, we will be going over the new event stuff on Monday. We actually technically already did today as well, but we'll be going over that a bit more. Some pretty nice troops. Basically, a yellow version of Deep Borer is being added on Monday, as well as a troop that can summon Queen Isabel, which in the case of raids is going to be quite useful because you can use it with Mang. So if you don't have Mang, definitely try getting around 250. You need 40 red, 40 brown hero mastery. If you haven't gotten that weapon yet, I highly advise getting that. It is near mandatory to use it in raids and pretty decent to use it in invasions. And this particular raid is going to be probably the best time it will ever be, because you can use Queen Jezebel with it. And Queen Jezebel does damage based on your attack, basically meaning every Queen Jezebel cast will instantly kill every enemy you touch, which is going to be quite beneficial. You'll basically have two ways to instant kill. You'll have your hero taking a skull, or you'll have your Queen Jezebel throwing into your hero. And even if you don't own a Queen Jezebel, you still technically will have a Queen Jezebel, because you can kill off one of your troops. So let's say you use Mang, you'll use a scrap troop in first slot, followed by Mang, followed by a mana generator, followed by your the rage troop. And that rage troop has a 50% chance per cast to summon Queen Jezebel. So you can do that in order to get yourself a Queen Jezebel, even if you don't own one. That'd be a lot more of a hassle than just putting a Queen Jezebel on your team. But even if you don't own one, you can still technically do that strategy and probably end up winning out that way. But anyways, guys, I'll see you all later. Thank you so much for coming down, and have a wonderful rest of your weekend. And 3.5 soon, TM. Goodbye, everyone.